And women drivers. Am I right?
All right, with your mother, Eric.
Well,
Breen.
there's one heck of an opening.
Yes.
Hey, we got our OnlyFans.
That's what she said when she went through the wall.
We had 6 stores at our Apex. 2 of them got driven into, and let me tell you, that produces a shitload of broken glass.
Oh, I bet it does.
Oh,
no,
yeah, trust
when
me.
I
I know.
was
I was right next to it.
Yeah, no, when what is it? When I was still living in Alaska, we had a sequence of events that happened to our comic book store where somebody drove into Bosco's just to like break and steal stuff. They fixed everything up. Then like what was it? Like about a month later?
A month later, they went through the other
month
side of
later,
the
people went through it again. Like they had to put up these big cinder blocks out of the front doors. So if anyone tries it. And then
Yeah,
did
like-
someone
There's
like
two
ram into the
stores.
side when they put up the cinder blocks in front of the front door?
we had a
Like
guy.
I remember
There's
that
two
happened
stores,
like
one
2 or
up
3
front, one-
times.
And it was
But
yeah, until they, people were trying to make a drive-through, and it doesn't kind of work that way.
Yeah.
Can't make a drive-through through the front door. Just,
yeah, we had a guy who tried breaking into one of our shops here, our comic book shops. Instead of going to the front door and going to the giant window, what's right there was at foot level for you can just smash, walk, step in. Decided to climb up on the upper side to try to climb over a bookshelf. My shop owner, who had been staying there till 1 o'clock, he was working on some order stuff. Looks over, he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Yes. But anyway,
It was crazy though.
Anyway,
when
guys.
they broke in, it was just for Pokemon cards.
I want to thank everybody for showing up and walking into this random, conversation that was taking place behind the scenes before we went live. But that's what you guys are here to talk about: people crashing through buildings and going, smashing windows. You're here to talk about comic books, right?
Yeah, but it was a comic shop that we were talking about, so that's kind of on point.
Yeah, but they stole Pokemon cards. They weren't
And
there for
another
the
guy stole
comics.
the sword. That one guy stole the sword.
Yeah.
Weirdos.
We are back again at Geek Easy. Thank you for joining us again. Joe as well. Eric, thank you for just showing up in general.
Yeah.
I got a lot of books tonight. A lot of back issues. I know Zach will be joining us soon, and he said he got some back issues as well as too. And then Eric still got his back issues from the past 3 years. So
I'm taking pills for those. That though. Yes.
Yeah, I gotta take. I mean, if I start picking out Bendis back issues, I'll have to take pills for that too, right?
Crazy pills.
Oh, you want the entire Superman Bendis series, don't you?
Why is
Don't you?
Oh, yeah, hey. Superman revealed his identity to the world.
Ah!
Sorry, it's a thing. I know that bugs Joe when I mention that.
What is?
Well, I
going
mean,
on?
they didn't have to say every single Superman appearance. Superman, Justice League, Batman.
All right, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but your camera's frozen.
Yeah, my whole screen just froze. There it goes. Now it's catching up. Holy crap!
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. That's all that
Well-
effort is paid off.
All right. Well, now that he's gone, welcome to the tripod, everyone.
That's what I told her last night.
Oh hell.
Yeah, StreamYard decided to basically freeze me up, and then it decided to unfreeze me, and then you guys caught up to everything you guys have been saying.
Well,
then-
apparently we didn't pay StreamYard enough.
They want a little bit more.
Must be. I am hearing a buzzing in the background, though. I'm not sure if that's me or not.
Tinnitus.
No, it sounds like microphone feedback. But anyway, well, like at this time here, I said I do have quite a few books, and now Zach will be joining us. Zach has a lot of back issues, so what I'll do is, who has the least number of books tonight?
That would probably be me.
I'm gonna let you go first.
All right. Well, it's nothing new, but I heard this about 2 weeks back, and it is the DC Comics Dark Horse Volume 1 crossover trade. So I've been collecting all of the because I have pretty much everything from like, you know, the whole Superman, Batman versus Alien / Predator, like all the way in singles. And I'm like, well, you know, I get tired of taking them out of the poly bags every now and again. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just get them in trade and whatnot. And this is the last one I needed to collect. So this one's got the Batman Hellboy crossover. It's got the Superman versus Terminator. And it looks like Batgirl, Predator. So yeah, that actually looks like what is it? It's you know, these are actually some fun stories and whatnot that I enjoy reading from time to time because it's like no matter how bad they get, I always enjoy a good crossover. And this is effectively the last trade that I needed to complete the entire collection on that front. So you know, I mean, just what is it? Show you a good panel. There we go. We got, you know, Superman fighting a cyborg Superman.
Nice.
Yeah. And that's what I like about these crossovers too, is even if the stories oftentimes aren't great, the art is usually pretty top notch.
Is
I
that the
don't
same?
see how Superman would have much of a problem with Predator. I mean,
Well, in the Superman Predator storyline, what happens is the Predator takes Superman off Earth. And he
I watched
doesn't
the
like,
Yellow Sun.
there's no yellow sun or anything. I think it's like a red sun or something like that. So
When he's fighting the Predators, you go, "Hey, by the way, I'm Clark Kent."
I mean, maybe.
If Bendis was writing it, sure, why not?
But yeah, that's pretty much it. But it's got a good artist in it. I mean, Mike Mignola, Alex Maleev, and I'm down to just sit and read. And I agree, the Batman Starman Hellboy is a good story. You know, and now I get to read it again in a nice trade. So, but yeah, that's what came in the mail for me this week, and that's it.
Cool. All right, who's next?
Okay, I guess I've got a few, but I can go.
All right.
I normally don't read these, but I've got the Teen Titans, the number one, World's Finest Teen Titans, just because ooh shiny, and I've got to stop doing that. I was not impressed with this book. The art in here is just kind of cartoony.
I gotta say something about the art though. That's Emmanuel Lupacino, so it's not Dan Mora. So you're getting a different. So if you like the Dan Mora World's Finest, it's a different artist.
Yeah, but I just wasn't digging the story on that too much, and the art.
Yeah.
And then I got
She for a while she was doing the art for Becky Cloonan's Wonder Woman. So you may recognize her from there.
don't read Wonder Woman, so that's probably why I didn't recognize it. Then I got Night Terror's Green Lantern. This one was not bad. Not bad at all. The art was good. Night Terror's Shazam, and this one is basically told through Mary's point of view. And that wasn't super bad. Zatanna, that was okay. And then the worst of the ones is the main story, which I was not digging. I mean, it's Dead Man trying to take over going through Batman and stuff. And it's just, overall, I just don't like the series so far. I'll probably just have to wait to get either the trades or the omnibus. Then I got one of my favorite is Wildcats, number 9. Grifter's always been one of my favorites. Another one of my favorites, even though that was more at the beginning of the series than now, Moon Knight, the enormous 25th issue. And I like what they're doing with that so far. Now, here's a book that I wasn't going to get until Joe mentioned something about it. I didn't even know about it until you mentioned it, Joe. Antarctica. It's Image, Top Cow. Very good book. And just basically about a girl whose father stops coming home one day and winds up being homeless, and she winds up going down to Antarctica to try and find him. It's a lot better than just that basic breakdown, but good story. Haunted Till the End 2, which is also another really good series. They're both Image Top Cow. That might say something. Then here's a book that, for a very niche interest. I don't know if any of you know who this guy is, but Zengui, Lost in Time.
Yep, seen before.
I enjoy watching his show, and I just had to get it. And my last book, there's 3 different covers of this just because I wanted to, but Sirens of the City. This was kind of an impulse buy, but I'm glad I picked it up. I like how they're doing this. It's black and white with this, little bits of colors thrown in there for emphasis and all that. Really good, good book that has a kind of an original story behind it, somewhat. I mean, or one that isn't done as much as you hear from other ones. The girl is an actual siren, and she doesn't know what she is, and she's getting caught up in the light, or getting caught up with a bunch of other creatures. And that's it.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, good stuff. I have to check out that Antarctica. I know I turned it on to you, but I haven't actually read it yet.
Eric, are you all set?
Vank, I'm going to defer to you because
All right.
people are used to seeing you this time of show, and
All right.
we got to give the people what they want. There are
you want.
12 people here, and Zach is.
All right. So, all right. I got about I think 9 or 10 books this week. At least for new ones.
Any Thundercats?
Thundercats. What?
Thundercats.
They have a book up this week?
No.
No. They even have comic books?
Yeah, Thundercats has comic books. They were published under Wildstorm back in the early 2000s.
The series in the 80s for Star Comics, the first issue is worth $100.
That
I
too.
never knew it. I just watched the show. So, all right. So my number 10, this week, I'm not even going to include it in the top 10 or whatever. I'm just going to say it's nameless because I didn't get a chance to read it, though. This is a crossover event for Grim Fairy Tales.
Ooh, Robin Hood.
Yep.
I like me some Robin Hood.
Yeah, I would recommend if you haven't checked out the Robin Hood series through Zenoscope, it's actually really good. So it's a gender flip, but I mean it's not like a virtue signal gender flip, Same with the Red Riding Hood, a lot of them too. So
yeah, for me it was Belle Beast Hunter that I enjoy.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. That's why I like Robin. Robin's kind of the same way. Belle is a little bit more like Spider-Man in the sense where she.
I don't know. I just got kind of like more of a Batman vibe out of her because she's got
sure,
the throwing tools that's like rose shaped and stuff like that.
Is basically like a Batwoman version, I guess you'd say that. But I mean, as far as the comedy goes,
yeah,
whatever it's always happening with her.
Yeah,
so
that is accurate too.
All right, so number 9. I want to end of the series, and all I can say about this is that the art's good. Story was kind of dumb. Basically, ends of them just basically making repairing their relationship that's kind of been damaged. Whatever.
What, they're not having a good relationship now?
Well, no, because Destiny keeps becoming a bitch and interfering with their marriage.
Does she want Rogue to be a lesbian?
She didn't come out and say it, but she's basically she wants Rogue to do things for the better of the kind, and don't you can't tell your husband about this and all this stuff. I'm just like at the point where Destiny has just been a horrible character since they made her. Someone needs to erase her. But all right, number 8. That's pretty good. I enjoyed this more.
Is that Romita?
No. This is Ron Mars, Ron Lim.
Oh, it's good cover.
Yeah. Basically, Adam nuts up. It says, "Bitch, that's my jewel," and lays a smack on her. Gets his jewel back. But he says, "I'm not going to destroy you, even though you want to destroy me. Replace me as the new for the High Evolutionary. Basically, we'll work together." But then the High Evolutionary shows up and says, basically, like wants to now capture them both. So it's actually pretty good. I'm not sure. I think it's going to be a 5-issue miniseries, though. I don't think it'll go past 4 or go past 5 actually. All right. Number 8. I actually enjoyed it for the good start. Nazis basically want the rocket technology back, and this is only part 1. And they've been building their own rocket men. They have their own jetpacks, and they kidnapped the old man.
Okay, I gotta say something though.
What?
Dad ass though.
This is the B cover. So basically, after the
B cover for butt.
Yeah.
It should be the BB cover.
So this continues after the Great Race. I know Eric, which you didn't like, but
no,
the Rocket.
I did like it.
You didn't like the ending though.
I didn't like elements of it, but the story itself I didn't mind.
So what I'm going to point out though is that basically because the Rocket's damaged, he's basically becoming more of a boyfriend to her. He's more supporting to her. She's got a star role on this movie where she's the pirate queen, and he makes a comment about it. But so like part 1, see where it's gonna go. But man, anytime I get Rocketeer, even if it's not up to par, I still love the Rocketeer. So exactly. That's
that butt wouldn't fit in my bag, so I had to go with the A cover.
You know what? I went with the A cover first, but then the guy realized he put somebody's pull box on the shelf. So then I had to give up my copy to the guy that was pull. I was like, fine, whatever. So I'll just go to the other store. Other store will have it too. But then he's like, "Oh, I have B cover." I'm like, "Okay, whatever. I just want the book. I don't care what cover it is." I mean, honestly, if I had a choice about the cover though, I would have went with the Delgado cover. But overall, like I said, it's set at 38, 39.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wish that Marvel would actually get over themselves and actually get going with Indiana Jones comic books.
Yo, no.
Well, listen to me with the older writers, not the newer writers.
Yes, actually,
I would put Dan Hamden on. Actually,
first 3 are awesome. This last one was better than the fourth one, but anything since Marvel's taken over just kind of chucked.
Well, the Disney writers have nothing to do with the actual Marvel writers, though.
But they still try to, match the movies a little bit too much for my taste. I'd be leery of it if they did it now. Mm-hmm. I'm afraid they'd use the Phoebe Waller-Bridge character.
Well, no, I wouldn't have the Marvel writers. It wouldn't be the Marvel writers. It'd be go over to IDW or something like that. Like they always Dynamite's writing Darkwing Duck for them.
So more like a dream team for you,
I would rather have Abnett over at Dynamite writing it over there for them, than having it. Say you give it to Jason Aaron.
So this is a good week though. If you had 6 books you like better than Rocketeer,
yeah, it is.
I apparently liked it better than you did.
So my number 7. Picked it up because it's Mark Waid. Otherwise, I don't care about the Nightmareverse. And like I say, actually, it was pretty cool seeing Mark Waid write a Mary Marvel story, and then seeing evil Shazam in here. So,
and he pulled an Alex Ross by Shazamming somebody else.
Yep. Because the other person who was writing was Jody Hauser, and you can tell, and he's miles better on that character than Jody Hauser.
Anybody, blank pages are miles better than Jody Hauser.
My number 6 is Moon Knight. 70 pages of fun. I expected to be like, oh, because they're introducing Layla in comic book form because she's gonna have her own story crossover event with him in the next book. Not that issue, but spin off issue. I'm thinking like, oh man, they're gonna set her up and then make her be like, like they normally do when they disify characters. But I don't know, she actually wasn't insufferable. It was actually pretty good for a 70-page story. And
was that the Cowboys story?
What's that?
That was the Cowboys story.
Cowboys, yeah,
the 4 of them was her.
That's part of this. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
The backup story is from Hulk 12.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is that I love the back when he was. The modern stuff is okay, but I loved him originally. But it was really nice to see Marlene and Frenchie in here.
Well, yeah, and I'm hoping that they're not going to reveal the Black Spectre to be Frenchie. I would.
They hadn't brought him up in a long time, but I did like that.
Yeah.
What happened to Frenchie? We don't talk.
But 8-Ball gets a redemption arc though, so 8-Ball might be working for Mark. That'd be awesome.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
All right, my top 5 this week. Number 5, something epic. Man, what can I say more about this book? There's not only is the art. It's about a kid who, ever since he's little, could see. Basically, his imagination was crazy. He could see other people's fate. Like, say somebody who started a book but never finished it, so he could interact with characters. They just appear out of nowhere from a different world, like a dream state, and actually he could communicate. We can see some of the characters on there, and he comes across them. Meanwhile, his mom's dying of cancer upstairs in his place, and he just. And so he basically, after his mom died, he swore off. In this issue, he swears off basically like opening himself to any imagination, because imagination off. So he doesn't watch TV. He gets a job working at a place, and he doesn't watch TV, doesn't listen to music, nothing like that. And it's been 10 years. So like I said, it's the art in here is epic. It's an awesome title for that, man. But and if you're not sure who this is, the artist, the writer, 30 Days a Night.
I am a big Stephen Niles fan.
All right. My number 4 is a book that flew under the radar for me because I did not really looking at over at Marvel for anything other than Moon Knight, and they're pretty much or back issues. But number 4, Stan Abbott's Groot. This is a Captain Marvel story. Marvel.
Oh, the real Captain Marvel. Cool.
Yes, and then we have Yondor, who she's the last of her species of the Sectarians. She's there, and basically, because up to this point, it's been Marvel where he's a private, and the creatures are basically hunting these creatures called what are they called? Something with an S, like the scavenger or something like that. And they've been basically destroying planets in their wake. And we're showing Groot as a kid with his friend Twigs and Leafy. And I am Groot, I am Leafy, I am Twigs. And it's just fun seeing him grow up. But also, Marvel comes across him, and because he wants to basically explore this planet, Planet X. And it's the Kree don't even have it in their system because it's such a insignificant planet. Because all it is just peaceful beings. But this is issue 3 of a 4-issue miniseries, and basically Marvel in this issue basically actually it was the last issue becomes Captain Marvel because his captain dies. So he just pushes that button, goes from a blue suit to a green suit. And Yondor, I think she's going to be obviously revealed to be Yondu's mother because she has the whistle, the little flying dart arrow. like I said, it is a fun book. It's Dan Abbott on here. Art is fun too. Check it out, man. It's worth the money. All right, my number 3, and I'm pretty sure Eric has this. If he doesn't have it, he's not cool. He's getting an apple.
Nope. Save the apples for the man who gets them every week.
Oh,
Because yes, I have that.
okay, good.
Lord.
Oh, damn it! I forgot about the apple, man. I'm gonna have to do something to get an apple.
Yeah, so this has been a fun series, man. I hope they continue it. That's all I gotta say. Or do some more stuff around time. But a nice little ending to a nice story. Tarzan, Dan Jurgens, and then you got this guy. I forget his last is Gallego.
Guy is pronounced Gallego. Well,
Gallego?
the baseball players with that name, that's how you pronounce it. So I'm assuming.
Okay.
Or Gallego.
This book was awesome. I want Dan Jurgen is a natural when it comes to writing Tarzan, and I hope they continue to writing more. I know they are this September. They're bringing back Sheena, the Jungle Queen, or Shanna, whatever her name is. It's going to be
Sheena.
There's Shanna and there's Sheena. Shanna was at Marvel, and I guess Sheena's now is the Dynamite version. I guess.
Yeah. Yes.
It is confusing. They're both blondes. Anyway, yeah. If you've never read this series, I recommend you go read it. It is very much looks like, as Eric said many times on the channel here, it looks exactly like the original stuff, the original runs back in the day by Dell. It was Dell, right?
Yeah. I'll talk about this more. This guy is just the reincarnation of John Buscema. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And this is also Phil Chan cover.
It's rad.
Yep.
And you said that's the last one from that
Issue
series?
6. Yeah,
Yes.
for that series.
Okay, so that means the trade should be coming out at some point.
Well
We'll
worth
keep
it.
an eye out.
3 months, maybe.
Yeah.
My number 2. I actually really enjoyed it, but damn, is it depressing.
I saw that.
It wasn't light the first time.
I know. Guggenheim knocks it out of the park with this. I really loved it, enjoyed it. Cyclops, my God, you guys got to read this. Tells you, it just basically explains what happens to the X-Men. I guess I don't know if it's a prequel or whatever to the first series, but man, it's just seeing what happens to Cyclops, the havings of some of these people here too, and it looks like we're gonna have Kitty and Cyclops and Colossus being the main people. But man, it is just heart wrenching. But
Okay.
I do recommend you check it out if you read the original series. Give it a try.
It stacks up pretty good alongside that.
I
I don't know. 'Cause I've been a little weary of like modern day X-Men books, especially if they're trying to go back to something that was good before.
Well, I'll tell you this much. This is by the original writer.
Claremont?
No,
Guggenheim.
That's
wrote,
no, he didn't.
No,
That was
Claremont did it.
Claremont.
Claremont.
Yeah,
This-
this,
Chris Claremont did Days of
usually-
Future Past.
this was originally for X-Men 141 and 142. They did in 2 issues.
and
They
Ash,
would now
I haven't
take-
read most of it. I just remember who freaking wrote it though, because I don't pay attention.
It
to
was
that stuff.
Claremont.
Well, Claremont wrote 200 issues plus,
Yeah.
or almost 200 issues uninterrupted. But it was what he did in 2 issues would now take an omnibus today. And you know, Joe, when you read something like this, bear in mind, it's not going to be as good as the original because few
Oh, yeah, of
things
course
ever
not.
have
Yeah.
been or will be as good as Claremont's X-Men. But if it's an honest attempt, that's good enough in 2023.
Well, I mean, my thing has always been sort of like, are they going back and making retroactive changes to the original work?
Fair point.
Yeah,
That's always been my point of contention when going back to older
Breen,
stories.
I would strongly recommend it to you.
Should they go back to make all of them gay or something?
Guggenheim, I don't think will do that.
No.
His
Okay.
last,
Marvel
the last
actually-
thing,
The writers are doing the throwbacks aren't even Anacenti, her throwback was actually good.
Was that pretty good? Okay.
Yeah, she went back to her old self and started writing good stuff.
Well, based on that recommendation, I'm going to check it out. If I hate it, I'm coming back after you.
I said by all the throwback miniseries, the 5-issue miniseries, they are great. All right, my number one, and I gotta say I disagree with both you guys. This was fantastic. I don't mind the cartoony art because I look at how the first series was. The original series was very cartoony.
I was about to say you got 2 against 1. Oh man.
Hey, maybe one of them can get taste. We combine them.
You should apple yourself.
Yeah, drone on.
I like this. I mean, Speedy being a dick in this. So basically, he wants. I would say the drone thing was obnoxious. I'll give you that. Whenever Roy basically wants to stream this for popularity or whatever reason, but when you see that everyone's talking to all their mentors and you find out that Oliver is not there for Speedy, it's like no wonder Speedy ended up the way he did if Oliver was ignoring him like that. Now that being said, I don't know how much canon that is.
None of it was. It's basically. I mean, it was, but it wasn't. Because Batman wasn't adamantly against Robin being part of the Titans the first time. His identity, not revealing his identity, was never, a thing then. So it's a new take.
Which I don't. Like I said, I don't really mind because I like both. I can like both.
No, that's not why I didn't like it.
Like I said, the only thing I could say is a nitpick is I didn't like the technology being put into it. I don't like the smartphone. But
I'm with you on that.
Yeah. If they didn't have the each have a cell phone streaming, taking photos, doing selfies with girls, it's like it would be a lot better. And so basically, what I would say, this is like the ultimate Spider-Man of the bunch. In a sense, let me explain further on that. Ultimate Spider-Man, when it first came out, I saw the updated version, and I literally hated it. My friend's like he loved Ultimate Spider-Man because he's like he never read the original, and I hated it because of the technology. Then I went back and I actually read the first couple of issues of Spider-Man, and once I got past the whole Ben, 6 issues of Uncle Ben, whatever. We call it Uncle Ben. Then we get into Ultimate Spider-Man. But I actually read it with a new take on it, and I didn't mind they had the cell phones in there, especially and the new take on the Goblin, and stuff. But for this though. If you're gonna draw them looking like the original Titans, the original costumes, don't put the technology in there.
Now, who is this Robin supposed to be? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
This is Dick Grayson.
Okay.
Yeah, basically they've just retconned the Speedos and fairy boots out.
Okay.
Because we did that with World's Finest, and honestly, I'm okay with that.
How could there not be smartphones if you're running it? If it's taking place in the 70s.
Is that when the story's supposed to take place? Is the 70s?
I'm not sure what decade it's supposed to be in because
it's if you use the sliding time scale, it makes sense that the technology would be in there. But I want to save that for when I'm reviewing it.
Yeah, but I'll let you do. Breen, are you ready? Otherwise, I got.
Let's save the back issues for when Zach after Zach does his.
Okay.
All right. Then this was one of those. When I find a decent amount of stuff that I like, everything starts looking good. So I did something I almost never do. I bought a variant cover.
Wow.
For this month's Spider-Man, and
whoa,
it's
yummy.
Like I said, does it make me like Zeb Wells' run? Absolutely not. It's terrible. Because they apparently. Doc Ock has new arms, and they make him unbeatable. And now Spider-Man has the old arms, and he just took out. He's like torturing Norman, who, of course, that's going to be the way they make Norman bad again. And at this point, if Norman becomes just another cookie cutter bad guy, Green Goblin, I said just kill him off.
Holy crap!
you-
Did Breen buy a Dan Slott Spider-Man?
Dan Slott's
No,
been
a
gone
Zeb
for
Wells
years.
Spider-Man.
Dan Slott would
Holy
have been better
earth.
than Zach. Dan Slott would have been better than Zeb Wells. I want to quickly point out about the Spider-Man having ox arms. That's not even an original idea. They did it in the Spider-Man cartoon in the 90s. It was one of the
Yeah.
variants.
Bought a Zeb
Speaking
Wells
of this past
Spider-Man?
week, the what is it? Dan Slott Superior Spider-Man omnibus just came out.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, I also just the second. I bought the Fantastic Four last month for the Perez variant, and then read it and went, "Wow, this is world class terrible." I don't know who would actually enjoy Ryan North's Fantastic Four, but
A special kind of person with a special kind of intellect.
Well, it's a lot of special going on here.
well, for our special needs guest at the bottom,
Wow! I'm a
Yeah.
guess now? Jeez.
Called you out, bro.
I
You
know.
gonna take it?
Danger Street. He. This was less Tom Kinging other than he likes to have the one kid swear every other word, but at least he bleeps it out. The plot keeps moving forward. Eventually, it's going to start making sense. I don't know, but it hasn't. He hasn't gone full Tom King yet. So, which 7 issues in, that's longer than he usually gets.
I was about to say his human target started declining
That's
after
what
4 or
she
5
said.
issues.
All right, for the top 5.
Holy cow! How many books did Bryn get?
39.
Well, okay, I've shown 2. I said for the
Okay.
top 5.
I just got here,
5
so
plus
excuse me.
2.
I know RDV got a lot of books. I got a lot of books. I didn't know if you did. So.
Ash. Yeah, I was with you until you started. Now you're starting to talk nonsense. Tom King can't write, but Ryan North is awful. Teen Titans. Not good, kids. Cute for cute's sake. Yeah, the technology was kind of annoying. I think if you're going to do things that are kind of set in a different era, even though we know that with a sliding time scale, all that technology would be there, I kind of like the nod and the wink to it, pretending like it's not. But that's a minor gripe. But filming a fight, live streaming a fight, that's just. I mean, are we writing for TikTok fans, people that don't actually buy comics, which is kind of how this felt. The art didn't bother me. I know Geek Easy didn't like it, but I didn't mind it at all. But I did see at the end of the issue, there's a shadowy figure who says he's going to build a better Teen Titans. And if it's who I think it is, this series will suck even harder.
It's Martin Sheen, the elusive man from what's it called?
Massive.
Next,
His effect.
Night Terror's Green Lantern. Not bad. It's continuation from Green Lantern 2, which I wasn't sure that they were going to do any of these. Maybe they're doing more, but I don't read very many DC titles. So, one bad. The Sinestro backup story was okay. Like I said, I liked all this better when it was Blackest Night, but that's neither here nor there, I guess. Liked it. I'll get the second issue because I like Jeremy Adams, so I trust him to continue to tell a decent story. Number 3, Sins of the Salton Sea. That's kind of interesting. I said it's a couple of twists. Well, I'm not gonna say twists because it's we find out that the guy that's after the 2 people that the other guy saved. We start to find out who they are, why this guy wants them, and then there is something that happens in this book that I was surprised by that it happened this early in the series, which kind of ramps up the suspense. And I believe Ash did not like this, but I did, and I said I'm going to continue on with that. Number 2, Rocketeer, Den of Thieves. Like I said, the last year's series, I was disappointed with a couple of the plot points. Now I realize that Cliff Secord is not exactly a stud hero, and maybe people saved him in earlier Rocketeer stories and series. I'm not been a big Rocketeer reader up until recently, so. But in this issue, the Nazis want to create their own Rocketeers, but apparently they're missing something, so they kidnap Peeve. That's the old dude here. And this is after Cliff has basically vowed to not be Rocketeer anymore and just spend time with Betty, which who could blame him? But I like this. It's off to a good start. And number 1, Lord of the Jungle. Excellent wrap up. It ties up all the loose ends, and we find out basically this entire thing was being told by the guy that he ends up rescuing at the end of this issue, and then they time jump another 10 years into the 60s, which is when the guy was telling the story. Tarzan and Jane show up, and they're old now, but it kind of sets up. There might be like one more series of this version of Tarzan, because they kind of, I mean, it either ends here, which is fine, or something can happen to force him into action one more time, because they kind of left it as like, maybe we'll do another one, maybe we won't.
You know what I was hoping for was more of him actually meeting Jane on the beach, like first shoulder in the book.
Well, the next series might go into more of that, because they didn't really, Jane was kind of an afterthought, although still, at the end of the issue, she's still dressed pretty hot for an old lady. Not gonna lie there.
Same hairstyle still too, everything. Yeah.
PS5 secured.
Did I overhype it, Ash? I mean, maybe I did. Maybe I was just surprised that, because I'd never read any Ed Brisson. Maybe I was just surprised that I liked it.
I don't think I've ever read anything from Ed Brisson.
Well, he did X-Men for a while, and I've been off of Marvel for so many years that.
Yeah, he also had a Ghost Rider.
Yeah,
and then his
was it Ghost Rider or Ghost Driver or Ghost Cabbie or
Ghost Driver? Well, that's the
Ghost in the Half Shell. I mean,
what is it? And then he did that one run of Iron Fist from 2017.
He did do an Iron Fist run. I recall that. Okay.
Did he whine like the one in the TV show?
No, actually, like around that time, I was reading that Iron Fist, and I was giving it praise. Like, I actually really enjoyed that series, because it was like, what is it? Basically, he took Iron Fist and then did like a mystical version of Enter the Dragon.
Yeah, actually, that was bad.
Is that why you were up here?
That can't get back.
Huh?
Is that why you were up here?
Yeah. It was 2017.
Okay, then I might have read one or two of those.
Yeah, no, that series started just as we moved to Alaska.
Okay, then I think I may have started reading that. I liked those first 2 issues.
Yeah, I got that whole series. There's only I think 12 or 13 issues maybe, because it ended with him and Sabretooth teaming up.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
All right, Mr. Zachary Binks.
God, not you two. This is the one place I could go to where nobody made that connection to me. The one place. And now that's been stolen.
You know what? Be thankful. We haven't said that in 6 months.
Is your last name Binks or something?
No, it's Hocus Pocus.
I understand the reference, but I'm not making the connection.
My full name is Zachary. And the character in Hocus Pocus is not Zachary, by the way.
It's Thackeray.
We could call him Zach Richards, Zach Richardson.
Oh, so they're just kind of because it sounds the same.
Diversity and
You call him Braff or Levi.
Thought there was more of a story there.
I would take Levi. I would take Zachary Levi. He was actually born in Louisiana, I found out. All right.
I was born in a hospital. Sorry.
I see what you did there. All right, I got a good little stack here of books to show off. I got some books I don't know. I wasn't too wild about.
You'll be the judge of that.
All right, I picked up a second printing of this one just real quick. This is Void Rivals #1. Now that the secret's out, they put Jetfire. I guess it's Jetfire. I'm not sure which one it is, but they put an Autobot on the cover.
That's Ironhide, right?
That's not Ironhide.
Call him Ironhide.
That's not Ironhide. Ironhide is red.
I'm sorry, it's Red Alert. That's who it is.
Is it Red Alert? Because he's got wings, and Ironhide doesn't turn into a plane.
I'm just trying to make it. Zach, I might make Ash have a heart attack by saying out the wrong names.
Oh, is Ash a big Transformers fan?
Yeah, Red Alert, not Jetfire. Red Alert.
Oh, I thought he was a big Jetfire fan. I thought you said.
Or is
Jetfire
it
was
a
his favorite
newly
one.
reformed Starscream?
Starscream annoyed me. All right, books that I actually did read. Somebody's next to a train station.
Yeah, so it's got microphone feedback.
All right, we got first off Savage Squad 6.
Nice.
This is the bottom of the stack, Pinkman.
dude, I read it though. I read it though. My other shop's getting it copy.
I did not care for it. Didn't feel like a Vendetti. I've read some of Vendetti books. I haven't read everything he's done, but this I just couldn't. I didn't really feel anything from any of the characters. I wasn't getting any kind of connection to it. It's okay. Here's a whole bunch of girls that live in the apocalypse, and they're tough, and they're soldiers, and they fight a bunch of monsters and stuff. But
it sort of reminds me of that thing from Pulp Fiction, Fox Force 5.
yeah, I just didn't care for it. I did like the floating heads in the corner. That was cool, but the art style not super great in my opinion.
I gotta say for Venditti, like I said, I kept an open mind with it because Robert Venditti, it's the very first issue.
Yeah, but even still with Venditti, this just didn't feel like his normal writing. I don't know. So
all aboard.
So
Right?
So yeah.
Whose microphone is that?
It's not mine. I've muted myself several times and it didn't stop.
Yeah, I tried muting a couple times and it was still going.
Geek Easy?
Mm-mm.
Not me.
How do I
Try hitting the mute button. Should be right.
that work?
No, you didn't turn your microphone off.
Is it a fan?
Oh,
Maybe?
okay. Hold on. Mute.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
it
you,
is.
man.
Yeah, it might be a fan.
Try plugging your microphone in.
Dave wants to know.
Yeah.
That's
Ash says Freedom Fighters took till issue 6. The problem is, I think this is a 6-issue miniseries. Like, I don't see this being a big ongoing title.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get into something as it's ending. So this one I might have to drop it. Moving on.
Is this better now?
Yeah. I don't hear anything now. Yeah.
A little bit.
Sorry about that. I didn't realize that was me.
Oh no.
Oh,
there
it's
it is.
back. Yeah, where's your snowball, dude? Because it sounds
They're all
like you're
the same?
talking through your what is it? It sounds like you're talking through your regular microphone
I
and
got
not your
it.
snowball.
No, I got it.
Okay.
But here, let me just mute.
Okay.
Or I was saying, otherwise, if you have a smartphone or anything else next to it, it might be interferencing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So next we have, this is Night Terror Shazam.
Nice.
This is Mark Waid and not Dan Mora. This is somebody Cruz. It was all right. I have several Night Terrors books, and this was one I was kind of disappointed with Mark Waid. It just didn't. There were some parts of it that were really cool, but then there were other parts of it I was not jiving too hard with.
I gotta say though, Ted Cruz is a very great artist.
Ted Cruz.
Was it Roger Cruz?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it up. Hang on. I know it's not Jessica because that Cruz is a comic book character.
Is it Jimmy Cruz?
Jimmy Cruz. Let's see here. But surprised because it's a Dan Mora cover too, which is the misleading part. It is Roger Cruz.
He was a Marvel artist in the 90s. He drew some X-Men and he did a lot of X-Man.
Oh, was that the Nate Gray one?
Yes.
Was he X-Men? Okay. Yeah. So like I said, it was all right. A lot of it is it's Mary Marvel, and so the whole thing with Night Terrors is it's all the different characters living through their own worst nightmares. And so Mary's worst nightmare is that Billy gets corrupt, I guess, and that all of her foster siblings die. Which is an interesting concept. I dug it. It just, I don't know. it felt very different from what we'd previously seen with the last 2 issues of Shazam from Wade and Mora. But it wasn't terrible. It was
Can I ask a question about that?
mid. Sure.
You've read some Shazams, I'm assuming, like the modern version.
A handful.
Is this version? This isn't the same version, even from say, Blackest Night, is it? I mean, they've been completely redone and retconned and all that.
I don't feel like retcon. I feel like it's maybe been they have it fit more in line with the movies. So like even the Foster siblings are the same ones from the movies. I don't think they've completely retconned or wiped his history because they know about like Talking Tawny and.
Well, the reason why I say it, if they didn't, her worst nightmare I would think would be turning into Black Mary again.
Maybe that'll be in issue number 2. I thought about that actually because that was around Final Crisis time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When she turned into Black Mary. Yeah.
Yes.
So no, there was no mention of Black Mary in this. It was all about if Billy became he looked like Black Adam, but it's what if Billy was bad and all the siblings died and she couldn't access her powers. It was a good story. It just felt a little off from what the previous 2 issues were, which was my problem with it. Not bad though. I'll probably pick up issue number 2 just to get the complete story. Next one I actually like this one more than I thought I would. This is the Night Terrors Flash book from Alex Packnadel. I actually like this one. So it's a Barry Allen centered book, and I'm a Wally West Flash guy. But Wally actually plays a key role in this, and I kind of like how Barry's worst nightmare is apparently interfering and being the cause of someone's death. So having him go through that and live through that. Grodd is the villain in this nightmare. There was some interesting stuff. I don't want to give too much away, but it was some pretty interesting stuff. Of course, Barry's first instinct is to time travel, even in a dream. But it wasn't terrible, I gotta say. And I've never read anything from Alex Packnadel. I know Skip and Tosh talked about him all the time and liked him a lot because he was in that same. I think he was in that same circle as Ram D was. So I liked it for a Barry Allen Flash. It wasn't bad. And then right above that on the list, we have Night Terror Green Lantern. Like Breen said, direct continuation out of Green Lantern number 2. Really liked the Jeremy Adams part. It picks up literally right after Green Lantern number 2 on the airplane. And you see Hal going through these nightmares. I did not realize that he was Jewish. Actually, so that was, or maybe someone had told me and I forgot. But I did not realize
that was my big thing. I was reading, and then I had to call Joe. I texted Joe, and I was like, "Since when?" And he had, neither one of us. And of course, I don't know much about Green Lantern, but even Joe was like, "Really?"
Yeah.
I'd never heard of that before, to be perfectly honest. That one, like, he even showed me the panel where he's a kid wearing the yarmulke, and I'm like, huh. And then I go to Google, and it's like, oh, well, his mother was Jewish, but he was raised Catholic.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like,
I mean, most of the Green Lantern stuff that I read from Hal was like, I read Rebirth, I read Blackest Night, and some stuff after that, like Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern. But I don't remember anything about him being raised Jewish or Catholic. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I've even read back in what is it, that 90s series reading up to him becoming Parallax and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I do not recall a single story talking about his religious backgrounds.
Yeah. There's only 2 Jewish superheroes that I knew of up to this point. And that'd be Kitty Pryde and Moon Knight.
Well, there's the Thing.
Yes, that too. That's great.
There's him too. Yeah. No. So I mean, that's cool though. If that's been like a long established part of his history, then I think that's cool that Jeremy.
I don't think it has, but then again, that's
it doesn't retcon anything.
No, it doesn't.
So, yeah.
I mean, it just makes a mention of his religious background and history, but
yeah. And I did like the Sinestro backup story at the end. I thought it was really cool because, like, Sinestro that I remember like the Yellow Lantern Corps and everything, and how Sinestro was like master of fear, and I kind of liked how he noticed that he talked about that while this new villain is trying to get him to confront his fears. I thought that was pretty interesting. And then right above that, we have the proper book. This is not the spinoff. This is actual Night Terrors. It looks like more of a Dead Man story than anything, which is cool. I don't think we get enough Dead Man in modern DC, which you can think is a good thing, maybe. I don't know. But then I like the way it ends, too, because they bring back a JSA hero, which I think is really cool. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how that works out in number 2. I'm just now realizing that I ranked all of the Night Terrors all together. So the best Night Terror book that I got this week was a tie-in, and it was the Zatanna tie-in. This is from Dennis Culver. I really dug. They did have the Riley Rossmo cover that I was really tempted to get, but my shop owner was. Oh yeah, it was actually a really good looking cover, but my shop owner, he wanted to charge $40 for it. So, but this one was really good though.
Was it this one you were looking for?
No. They didn't have that one. They had a Riley Rossmo one where it's like a monster top hat is trying to eat her.
It was a $40 variant.
My shop owner was charging for $40.
You even for a second consider spending $40 on Riley Rossmo's art?
I considered it until I saw the 4 in front of the zeros.
Okay, that's all right then.
I would ask your shop owner to ask him, do you have a fetish for Riley Rossmo? It's not even worth $4.
I would have asked my shop owner if he had an apple.
Well, if he had to buy,
hey Joe, this guy must be related to John. His shop owner must be related to John.
Yeah, if he had to buy so many covers to get it, I could see him wanting to charge.
On eBay, they're selling that. People are selling that Riley Rossmo cover for like $60.
Oh, see, there you go. Yeah.
What the heck?
But
not even that great.
This was a pretty good. So this one wasn't like really deep or introspective like the Flash or Green Lantern or Shazam stories.
What happens to Robotman at the end though? That was creepy.
Oh yeah. Well, so this one doesn't take place in a dream. Zatanna and Robotman, they're 2 of the few people that are actually still awake. So it is cool though because the Insomnia, who's the villain, he brings these nightmare iterations of like Zatanna's dad and Robotman's, I think his ex-wife or his wife, to like, because what happens is she calls Robotman, she summons him to help her defend Wonder Woman and Detective Chimp while they're knocked out. And Robotman, of course, he doesn't like magic, so he's kind of butting heads with Zatanna a little bit at first, and it ends up being like this reluctant buddy cop story. But this was actually really enjoyable. The art was really good. I liked Dennis Culver's couple of issues of Doom Patrol that he's written so far. So it was a good story. I actually really enjoyed it. So
nice.
All right, and then the top 3. So we got Rocketeer and the Den of Thieves. This is issue number 1. I do like that it's not just a completely different. I mean, it is a different story, but I like that it's the same. Like it takes place at the sequel kind of to The Great Race, which you may or may not like. I know some of us weren't happy with how that one ended, but I dug this one. I like how it kind of picks up. It's like, where are they now? Betty Page is a movie star now. Cliff is back doing stuff, but he's not like super thrilled because his life isn't quite the same. But then we see what happens with PV, and it kind of just like lays the groundwork. Like this is where the story goes from here.
I like why Zach likes this though, the hot blonde Nazi.
She's not that hot. I don't. All right, no. Betty Page beats all other female.
If only there were dinosaurs in this.
Well, dinosaurs, and then giant robots, and then you've got the quadfecta. You've got a hot cheesecake girl, you've got Nazi villains, you've got dinosaurs, robots. Yeah. That would be the hat trick of sorts. Number 2 book, I got this cover too. I saw that you had it briefly there, Vinkman. I got the Gary Frank. This was a lot thicker than I had anticipated it was going to be.
70 page. What I told you was 70 pages on Tuesday.
I know. I didn't realize that was going to make it like this thick. You know what though? For the $10
$10.
$10, but I think it was actually worth it. I don't feel cheated. The story was good, both stories, because there's like a one that's happening in the present, and then the one that happens in the past. I thought they were both really good. One
of the rare times you get a book for $10 is actually worth it, and it's at Marvel of all places.
Right, yeah, right. Jed McKay, actually, he did a really good job with this one. I like the
Plus,
thing about the Black Spectre and Zodiac, especially. I thought that he kind of just like played the Zodiac card and that was going to be done. But I like
backup story though
yeah.
is really what sold it for me too, is because I don't own Hulk 12, the magazine.
Yeah. Okay.
So I've never read it. So it was a new story for me to read.
Yeah. I liked it a lot. Getting to see Frenchie, even if it wasn't a flashback story, I thought was really cool. So yeah, way to go, Jed McKay. Also, it's a Marvel book that's actually good that made it past 25 issues.
And Layla wasn't book in this. It wasn't all about Layla outclassing him in the book.
Did she do that in the show? I don't remember. That was so long.
That's what people complain about in the show when there's their episode that she was kicking ass, and she was protecting Mark.
That's when he was Stephen Grant. He was Lil Weasley. Steve. He wasn't the good Stephen Grant in this. Like Stephen Grant in the comics is way better than Stephen Grant was in the show.
Dude, he is. Yeah, I guess I prefer the comic book more than the show.
Yeah. The comic book was really good. The one thing. And I realize that it isn't called Moon Knight and Tigra, but I would have liked to see a little bit more Tigra.
Sure.
But other than that, I thought it was really good. I liked all the villains, all these different Moon Knight villains showing up. 8-Ball was awesome. 8-Ball is like my new favorite supporting character now.
Was Flurkin the cat in this?
No, there's no Flurkin.
Well, then how can it be good?
Because it's quality storytelling.
I wanted 20 Flurkin cats, okay?
Yeah, it's not
I want them all running down steps.
We don't require all these member berries. We have a few deep cuts from Moon Knight history, but it's not like.
And I like the fact it might be getting a pilot because of 8-Ball.
8-Ball might.
I sort of like the continued moon boat references and all that.
The moonerangs. They have a whole comment. He's like, "What do you call them, mooner?" Because remember we were talking about that the other day, Vickman, the moon arrows, the crescent darts.
Yeah. He's like, the guy's like, "Why do you use it?" He's like, "Well, because you wouldn't like me with a gun."
Yeah,
he's got the submachine gun.
Yeah, that was badass. That was really really cool. And Lou Pacino's art is just dynamite. I'm addicted to it.
Yeah.
And then my number one book this week is I had to get the Chris Samney run, the Chris Samney variant. They didn't have the Jim Chung.
Ooh.
But
I
love Chris Samney's art, so it works out for me anyway.
Joe, you're going to be
so now,
votes.
Yeah, I was going to say the score's now 2-2. Because Breen and Geek Easy did not like it, but RDV did. So do you.
I know RDV didn't like the smartphones. I had read that somewhere.
So
he didn't like the technology.
I gotta say, this is better than Tom Taylor's book.
I disagree.
Tom Taylor's book is. Have you been reading Tom Taylor's Titans?
I read the first two.
Okay, the first two have been good. This is good, but it's a different kind of good, though. I like this. This was. I really enjoyed this. I like how all the different characters. I like any time a writer can write a team or an ensemble cast like this, and they all kind of get their own chances to shine. Like you find out, okay, well, Dick Grayson, he's still trying to like operate as Robin, but he's working under Batman's rules, kind of. You find out, okay, Wonder Girl and Aqualad are kind of an item, which I don't remember from the.
Well, none of this has anything to do with what came before. So I was pointing out before you got here. Batman was not opposed to Robin being part of the Titans, nor was he opposed to him telling them who he was, because he trusted him with that stuff. This Batman is like, it's me. Look how prick me Batman is, and it just to me there was too much cute for cute's sake. Yeah, the technology aside, if you're a superhero and you're live streaming a battle that you're participating in, you deserve to get killed on the next page.
That does not bother me because that was Roy doing that. That was not like the whole team. And Roy and Robin have always seemed to me to have like those budding personalities.
But Roy that's okay. There's the difference between being showy and just being an idiot. Like I said, and you know what? It's hard to shoot a bow when you've got a phone in one of your hands filming your fight.
He didn't have to have a phone. He had a drone. I told you.
Yeah, he had a drone.
He's also holding a phone.
I don't know why he's holding a phone. He could use a GoPro.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's okay. Well, if you didn't like it, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I dug it.
Okay, I will
enjoyed it a
read
lot.
it, and then next week I will give my deciding vote.
Well, the
My
other
thing is, if we want to get new kids to pick up comics, at some point we do have to show them something that they might be familiar with. You can't just throw them in and expect them to talk about jive and dance moves and wax and slats.
Okay,
Come on, you
that's
give the kid
fine,
a comic
but-
book that has disco in it, they'll have a blast with
I was gonna
it.
say it was a weird blend though because you had the guys the original villain from the first, I guess not the first one,
Not the first one, no.
but no,
Separated them.
with the villain, the guy basically detaches his arm. He's a giant, whatever his name is.
Okay, here's the thing though, Zach. Kids don't even like each other anymore. That's why they spend all their time on social media where they don't have to interact. So
true. That's a good point.
gearing everything towards a generation that doesn't care about anything but themselves. I'm not
And
sure
social
that's going
media.
to move anything forward. So, like I said,
What if they pick this up and they see Roy being a dick trying to post?
Well,
to
I'm just gonna
social
say
media,
this.
and they think I don't want to be like that guy. I want to be like you kind of appeal to them that way.
I guess I'm gonna tell you right now. As far as DC goes, as far as comic book selling, I don't know. Pay attention to what's selling, but I'd take this over Megan Fitzmartin's Young Justice any day. I'm happy that it's a win for me. I'm enjoying it.
It's like I said, Zach.
Give
Something I
them
said
legwork.
before we went on the air. It was nice to dislike a comic book based solely on the comic book and not agenda shit that was shoved in.
And not the elements of the comic book
it just-
specifically.
Exactly.
I will buy the second issue.
Yeah.
So
like I said,
this
the
is basically
guy-
going back to the day when we used to call comic books mid. Ones didn't like as much as the other ones.
Yeah,
Well, the guy-
no, I understand that. It's not like Mark Waid has a line in here where Dick is trashing Republicans or something. I get
listen,
that.
and like I told him before you got here, if the guy, I will be really pissed if the guy at the end of the issue turns out to be who I think it is. And I
Okay.
won't say because I said it backstage, but you have to have been, your Teen Titan knowledge has to go back into the 60s, and I'll let it go at that.
Mine doesn't go back that far.
I'll tell you after the show.
It goes back farther than Binkman's because I knew that Beast Boy was called Beast Boy.
You've
originally.
probably read
the
a story with
presence.
this guy if you've read some of the original series, but
So I want
Okay.
to point out, I think it's Mad Mod.
now I'd be okay with that.
That would be amazing if it was.
Yeah,
Mad
Ducky.
Mod.
then I would become a fan of the series. If it's Mad Mod, I'm in. If it's who I think it is, I'm not happy.
Well, another route they could go with. So they do. Remember the Teen Titans cartoon was Slade.
Yeah, they
if
really
it's-
called him
if
Slade.
it's-
They didn't
if
call him
it's
Dusty.
Slade, the whole series is just. If it's Slade, the series is worth
Yeah.
And
it because
And
I'm so
speaking-
sick of him.
you guys mentioned Tom Taylor earlier. The only Tom Taylor I like reading out of continuity stuff. His
Yeah.
in continuity.
Same here until
Right.
this for me.
Titans has it's been 2 solid issues so far. It's 2 issues. It's not anything long.
See, now,
but-
I don't read enough new comics to have. I mean, I know certain writers suck, and I know certain writers have, not our best interests in my like Megan Fitzmartin.
Mhm.
But I also, if somebody whose previous work I didn't like, if I think it's good, I'm not going to not like it because it's that writer.
Right.
Mhm.
So I mean, I'm giving Tom Taylor a pass through 2 issues of Teen Titans whatever it is, because
Yeah.
I've actually liked them both. And same thing with Tom King. I'm usually by now I'm tearing him up and saying why, doing Drew Carey in the fountain, going stupid, but it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. So I did pick up a few trades. I showed RDV one of these the other day, but I'll go through these real quickly. I picked up a trade since I'm a big Mark Millar fan. All of a sudden, I found a trade of his Spider-Man bonus. The art is by the Dodsons and also Frank Cho. So this is Marvel Knights Spider-Man 1 through 12.
Nice.
Mary Jane
And that
and
also
Black
is a
Cat,
butt
so-
issue. Mark Cho does good butts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he does. So I haven't got to read it yet, but I have skimmed through it, and I always the Dodson's art is just addictive to me. And then if you have Black Cat, which she's in here a lot, it's like a double win.
Anderson
Eye
in there.
candy.
Big eye candy. Another book I got, and Ash, I'm glad you're here because I'm about to bring out a Brubaker book.
Oh, real quickly, since you brought up Spider-Man,
yeah,
tomorrow for the retrospective, we're bringing it back. We're going to Spider-Man Blue. Tomorrow.
That's what y'all want with? Okay.
Why not
Well,
Spider-Man
Zach, you were
Purple?
going to show up either way.
I know. I'm just like, that's an interesting choice to go with. Okay. No, I got a Brubaker trade, or it's a hardcover actually. This is the very first collection of the Secret Avengers with art by Mike Diodato. Because before Rick Remender took over, and Rick Remender's stuff was okay, but this was the one that I really liked. So I think he's got a few other issues after this that he did. I'm going to try to find the hardcover for, but this was a lot of fun.
Now, if I remember correctly, Marvel was so much practicing continuity at the time that they put Nova in that series.
Yes.
And about 2 issues in, someone, I guess, told Brubaker, now he's off in space. and they came up with something for why he just disappeared, but they fixed it. Nowadays, they just roll with it, and that's... Yeah, I do remember that was...
This was the only time
he wrote that. Actually,
this is the only time that I remember seeing Nova anywhere at this point in time because I wasn't reading a lot of Cosmic Marvel.
Well, if you, like I said, given the stuff that you like, if you ever get a chance to go back and read that whole Annihilation, the original storyline, it's phenomenal. I mean, it's way. I mean, the really really good is like a huge percentage and. There's no bad books in there for you.
I love me some Brubaker.
Yeah,
Brubaker. Yeah. I read these when they first came out, but it never I didn't pay a lot of attention to writers when this was coming out. I was more into the artist. So when I started to really get into Brubaker, I would go back and read through like the books he did for Marvel. It's like, okay, we know he did Daredevil and Captain America, obviously. But then, he did a few issues of Secret.
That was it for me.
He wrote the first 12 Winter Soldiers in like 2012. It was
he's the one that came up with them.
Black Widow.
Yeah.
And speaking of Daredevil, I just got the Brubaker Daredevil Omnibus #1.
Nice.
$62 off of
in-stock trades.
In-stock trades. It hasn't shipped yet, but it's coming.
Nice. Zach, the only thing I don't like about that book is the fact he's wearing the Shield costume for Cap. Was he director Shield?
He was okay at the time. This Bucky was right after he'd come back from the dead.
Bucky was Cap.
Bucky was Cap, and he was Steve Rogers.
Yeah,
like
I'm just saying, I didn't like the design of that costume, and then he was then I guess. How long was he director of Shield though? Wasn't he there
for a minute? For a while, yeah.
Because then they did the whole where he lost his strength, his super soldier serum.
He got sapped of the super soldier serum. Yeah, that would have been around Axis, maybe.
They made.
I think it was slightly before
was
Axis.
Marvel still being published by then?
I don't know.
That's right. You got to remember, this is within Eric's.
That exists. That you're not holding blank space there.
Yeah.
Now, did you read Avengers Prime?
No,
the 5-issue series.
That was the one I didn't read.
It was actually a good Bendis story, and it was after all this shit. It was basically Thor, Cap, and Iron Man mending fences, realizing that they were the three amigos of the Avengers again. Because remember, there's a thing in one of the Thor issues where Tony Stark, where basically Thor just says you suck and basically plinks him into knocks him out, that type of thing. This put the three of them back together. Okay. And then unfortunately 2 years later Marvel was dead, but I digress.
All right, and the very last book, and this one I know I showed RDV, I picked up a Danger Girl trade. Now unfortunately this is not one that J. Scott Campbell has he does not have any connection to this one. It's the other creator, Andy Hartnell. But it's got art by what year is it?
2015.
Maybe its art is by Nick Bradshaw.
I know it's because
it's got to be 20.
I remember because Campbell went over and
2006. 2006.
Yeah, Campbell was doing covers.
That cover is so inviting.
Yeah,
it is very inviting.
Yeah, I remember because at the time Campbell was doing covers for Amazing Spider-Man.
Well,
Mhm.
Campbell only did the original series, the
Yeah.
art in that. So, and they, then like occasional covers that. There's a Batman Danger Girl miniseries.
There's Batman. There's GI Joe. Those are the only two big ones. No. There's Army of Darkness and Danger Girl. I think that was put out by Dynamite.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's a few crossovers, and I've been slowly picking them up anywhere I can find them.
Danger Girl is Dynamite, I thought.
Where do you usually buy your used trades
It was
from?
originally Image.
This is
Yeah.
Wildstorm. It says Wildstorm at the bottom.
Mhm.
Oh,
I found some floppies at a little dump of a comic shop that's in my town. All they get is they get new issues, but they're mostly good for like dollar bin bargain hunting. This is a trade I found at my current LCS. I don't find very many of them though. They're very, especially like the original J. Scott Campbell ones. Those are very difficult to find.
Speaking of trades, we ended our show early last night so Gratu could do a stream from that Gotham City Comics guy out in Mesa.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Guy comes into his store yesterday with like 12 to 14 long boxes of trades, which he appropriately, wordedly trades for one issue of Amazing Spider-Man, number 20, first Scorpion, but literally hundreds of DC showcases, Marvel Essentials, hardcovers. There is anybody else here other than Geekies you heard of a DC comic from the 50s and 60s called Sugar and Spike?
No.
He pulled out an archives edition of that.
Is that rare, I'm guessing?
Well,
I'm
I
guessing.
didn't know it existed until yesterday. And so usually you see Flash, Batman, because they're started in the late 80s. They're gorgeous hardcovers. They were $50 for basically 4 issues. Now the issues were 64 pages, and there's a Sugar and Spike, and this guy had it that he traded in. I mean, there were hardcover like Boris Karloff presents, just stuff I'd never seen in
What?
50 years of doing this. He trades it
Dang.
all for one
12
issue of
long
Spider-Man.
boxes of nothing but trades
Man,
for
Boris.
one comic book.
Yes, he didn't want. He was moving. He didn't want to take him to Iowa, so he traded for one comic that he could take on the plane with him.
Boris Karloff.
How much is that one worth? Is it?
Oh, in the condition
See,
he
that's-
bought it in about 600 or 700.
See, that would never be me just because it's like, what is it? I mean, I'm the guy that drove from Texas to Alaska with all my comic books in the trunk.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it. No.
but
Dude, you went from Alaska to Japan with all your stuff too, man.
That's true.
But I didn't have
Don't-
to actually do the transporting that time.
yes,
So-
Mark, it was. Oh, it's pretty sure it predated that because Stanley and his Monster premiered in Fox and Crow 94, 95, and Sugar and Spike had already been around for a while by then.
You know, Breen.
I know. I'm putting all you young guys to sleep.
Boris Karloff. That had to bring back memories when you guys used to hang out and stuff. after
I
school.
remember Boris Karloff from one movie, and it was Abbott and Costello meet Boris Karloff.
Now,
They just meet Boris Karloff.
Yeah.
and I don't know how old Geeky is, so I might have been the only person here that was on the earth at the same time as Boris Karloff. But
I don't know. He's 54.
I was. Yeah, Boris had already checked out by then.
Oh, okay.
Nice. All right. Is that
No,
it,
but
Zach?
I still I haven't seen the Frankenstein, but I've Invisible Man, Dracula, all the old stuff. That was all my love those.
Yeah.
All right. So I do have some other books there from this week.
Hey, you said you got a lot of back issues.
Holding out on us, huh?
Yeah. Well, you saw number 3 earlier. Here's number 1.
You reading
Groot the
Groot?
dude.
When did you start reading that?
Today.
This week.
Really?
Yeah.
Any reason?
Because I saw it's Dan Abbott.
Oh, is it Dan Abbott? Oh,
Yeah.
Dag
okay.
nabbit.
I
So
did
then-
not know that. Okay.
Zach saw this yesterday.
Yeah, it's the same one I got.
Transformers.
All right, and then this also came out. That was the facsimile because I wasn't old enough to be buying these when they came out fresh.
Shut up, Batman.
Same with this one.
Yeah, I didn't buy that originally, so I'm
Or
not
that one.
Did you
Or
already
that.
have
I'm
the
not-
first one?
No, that one. That's when did that come out? 70s or
74.
okay? I was alive. I was only 5 though.
Yeah. So
Yeah, the
Zach,
X-Men X-Men 101. I started collecting X-Men with 100,
So
so
Zach,
I bought that, and
this came out last week.
Yeah, you had that one last week. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
Yeah.
And so this one,
Oh,
this
I
week.
see. Okay.
That's one you got today.
Yeah, I got yesterday. Yeah. All right. Speaking of Captain America, only $1.
Captain
Nice.
America.
nice. What year is that annual?
1993.
Yeah, the only Captain America comic I have from that run is Wolf Cap.
Number 401.
Oh, nice. Floating heads.
Galore. Only $1.
Nice.
Figured Zach would like that one. It's got Viper. It's got Silver Sable.
I like Viper. Silver Sable's okay.
I like the evil villain. I don't care about the.
It's the green, man.
I like
green
the
does it
evil
for me.
villain with
I
nasty
hate
ties.
snakes, but I like the girls that aren't like snakes.
I like Princess Python. I just don't like the Python.
Found this.
Ooh,
Lady Rawhide and Zorro.
Zorro and Lady Rawhide. Nice.
All right.
Hey. Oh.
Hey.
Different
No, the
one.
lady.
This
lady
is no, that's the wrong
Rawhide.
Zorro. This is the gay blade.
Nice. I think I might. What is
Global Guardians.
What a depressing time this was. Because
Why
this
was it
was the
depressing?
series where they basically eased out of the Bwahaha era and became
Uh,
a regular serious book again.
Well, like I said, it's still Giffens and DiMatteis on there, so I figured.
Oh, it
it's
is,
still-
but I said it just if you were reading at the time, you knew what the end of the story was bringing, and it was like, oh man,
Fire and Ice. Oh,
Is that-
that looks
Wow.
that
Twin
looks
Towers?
like it. I would think so.
Mhm.
I would think so.
Is that John Jones on the cover?
Mhm.
Yep. Good old Martian Manhunter.
And then, of course,
Maxwell Lord,
Maxwell Lord is back.
because Wonder Woman hadn't gotten to him yet.
Yeah,
He doesn't look like a bad guy at all.
Yeah, he's a good guy. What are you talking about? Anybody who says he's a bad guy, obviously is a bad guy. All right. 61.
Oh, nice. I like that homage.
All right. Because I knew Breen would enjoy these, and I haven't got a chance to experience these yet. But I gotta say, the nose knows. You know what this is, right?
That ain't Gil Kane.
It is Gil Kane.
Is it really?
yeah, that's
Shaken
holy
and Gil Kane.
crap.
Wow.
Legends of the Dark
Basically,
Knight.
the end of that issue, if it's is the series I'm thinking of, Batman's about to get date raped.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Oh, good. Oh, by Talia al Ghul?
No,
Oh.
but it's
Alfred.
a weird ass story, but it's
Batman gets his cheek spread.
it's
Dang, so-
Shaken and Kane, and I found out later on that Shaken idolized Gil Kane, and they spoke every day.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Lucky bastard. All right. I got more. It's gonna make room as well.
All right. Someone did ask about that. Asked about the report of Nathan Fillion being cast as Guy Gardner.
I
You hear
like
about that?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I dig it. Nathan Fillion's a good actor.
I think I'll crush it.
I saw something right before we came on here, which ought to be really good if it's true. Rorschach, what's his name? The actor?
Rorschach
I don't
from
know.
Watchmen? I have
Yes.
no idea.
No idea.
The movie.
I don't
The
know who
guy
the
who
actor
played
is.
Rorschach in the movie, he wants to be the Mad Hatter in the Matt Reeves Batman.
Ah.
That'd be a good casting, actually.
Yeah, I thought so too. I don't know if it's true or not. I just saw the headline, didn't have time to read it before I came on here.
That's
Oh,
an homage cover
Jackie
also.
Earl Haley is who you're thinking
Look
of.
at that. Parasite. I like Parasite.
Yeah, that's an homage from I think Action Comics 360 something.
Nice.
These are awesome books you're showing, by the way, Vang.
Yeah, some of these gonna be mixed in because from last week because I put them together in order.
This was just the best time to be a Superman reader.
Like this is from last week. I got for 50 cents.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I'm a fan of the Byrne run. I've got all 4 of the books.
Well, I consider that the beginning of what I'm talking about here.
Oh, that's cool.
Look at that. Perfect costume.
That is the peak Supergirl costume.
There was no costume better than that
is the
one.
peak Superboy costume right there.
No. Superboy is a tragedy. The Supergirl.
I don't know. I actually like the '90s Superboy look.
What's a tragedy?
I like the like leather jacket.
I've heard of a Travis
punk rock
Schumacher,
look.
but I've never heard of a tragedy.
Tragedy.
Tragedy. Travesty.
It's not good.
Travesty.
It's awesome.
It's not good. No, the black T-shirt and jeans is still my favorite.
No. See,
give me the early '90s any day of the week.
Grown up, Connor Kent. This snot nose. This was a perfect costume for him.
Mm-hmm.
And the first half of that Superboy series is wonderful.
That's the one where they introduced King Shark, I think.
Yeah, it's as good as the Superman stuff.
As far as Nathan Fillion being Guy Gardner, only if he gets one punch by a Batman and he's nice. Because Nathan Fillion has been a nice guy for the past 20 years, and every show he did.
Well, they're not going to do that in a Superman movie. They're going to wait until a JLI movie.
You ready for this, Breen?
I'm ready.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Wow, I didn't realize Ruth Bader Ginsburg was on the cover of Action Comics.
But you got Stern Grummet on here. I love it. Oh.
See,
From
this is something that comics
doesn't
do anymore that it needs to go back to.
What's that?
The larger-than-life portrayal of the villain just looming over the cover.
The Doctor Doom over Latveria.
Any of them, yeah, absolutely.
Is that what's his name? Alan Scott's ex-wife, Thorne?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's Rose and the Thorn.
Okay.
That debuted in Lois Lane 105, I think. It's a good story, actually. I mean, it's good. Yeah, it's series.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I have that one somewhere.
It was a backup feature for about 25 issues and told the story of the 100, and it lapsed over into the regular Lois Lane book, which was actually better than Superman at the time. Do you know where Helgramite is from?
Nope.
One of the Neil Adams Brave and the Bolds, the issue with the creeper.
Mongal.
I thought it was Lionel. Thundercats.
It's Mongol's sister. I want to say sister.
This is also from last week too.
Yeah, love those covers.
Also from last week.
This era might have had the most copies printed of anything in the last 40 years. Other than X-Men 1, X-Force 1, Spider-Man 1. God, there are so many of these out there.
Oh yeah, back at when I was living in Texas, ABC Comics, they had basically two stores: the main store where they sold a lot of the newer stuff, and then a side store where everything in there was $1, and that Superman run was basically in there. And they had so many copies. They even had I think a few boxes, long boxes you could just grab and pay for of the entire run.
Yeah, the year of the death of Superman.
I dig that
I
one.
said, God, they sold a ton. But unfortunately, they sold to people that weren't into comics. They thought they were going to pay college education.
Well, I mean, it was basically leading up to the what is it, the spec bubble popping and stuff, and that
I was
that real
talking
big
about that
comic
yesterday
crash.
at the shop. Saying that all these people were buying stuff, collecting new number ones when Image came out because they thought they were going to be paying for the college education, and that tanked the whole thing in the 90s.
And people that should have known better. I mean, people that make their money investing, but they didn't understand simple supply and demand.
That's what I was saying. And it's also happening now with spec covers. It's not first issues; they're doing it with the variant covers now. Same thing.
Like variant covers, first appearances. Those are your general big ones on the spec market.
Aquaman.
But at least there aren't millions of those out there. It's like if a million copies of something are printed and we don't get in a world war where they destroy 980,000 of them,
they stay.
They're not going to be worth $100,000.
Right.
I mean, that's the 90s for you. Most of those comics are worthless these days.
Oh yeah.
That's what you don't see every day.
I don't know. There's some. There's that
Ring
short-lived
Commander 4.
I think it was like 10 or 12 issues. They tried to bring back Creature Commandos in the 90s, the late 90s. And I can't find those issues anywhere. So if somebody finds a landfill with them, let me know because I want to buy the.
Well, there wouldn't have been that many if it was late 90s. There wouldn't be many on because production after the bubble burst, print runs shrunk. I mean, you like.
Oh, okay.
Like Dark.
Yeah, it went from millions to just
Darkhawk sold
thousands.
Like Darkhawk sales, if you put them in today, would be a top 10 book.
All right.
And that it was not a top 10 book when it was out. So I mean, it just
yeah.
After that, they said they're literally like the America Chavez print runs probably in the teens.
All right. Something cool.
I'm sorry. Was the last couple of stuff you had?
Hey man, you don't talk bad about the crime busting lesbian Puerto Rican captain whatever her name is. She's awesome, man.
Where is it, Breen?
Dude,
you know you
come
have
on
it
now. I got him. I gotcha.
That's
America Chavez is the only one who should be going from traveling the multiverse. No one else. All right. Something even cooler than that.
I'll be the judge of that.
Whoa.
Dang.
Nice.
Dude.
Hey, what's the attacking? Is he? Okay, never mind.
When Iceman attacks.
Is this pre-gay or post-gay?
This is he's
way pre.
Yeah.
I don't know. He just kind of written.
What made you get that?
It was
I
$1.
I saw it there. I mean, the fact that it's before. I guess it's before the Amazing Friends show, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's 1970.
It's also the one that's also the one I butchered. On this
or
channel.
71.
But no, I saw it there, and shop had it going for $24. It said like, okay, would you go lower? And he gave it for $19.
Holy crap!
That's not bad.
If I'd have seen that for 24, I wouldn't have asked for any more off of that. I'm glad. Yeah, good for you for getting 5 more knocked off.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because my 20%.
A couple weeks ago, a guy, his channel name's I Love Disney and Comics. He went to the Dayton store that Jerry and I didn't go to about a month or 2 months ago. Found 2 Ditko Spider-Mans for under $10.
It's a little beat up on the sides.
Wow.
But other than that, though, then
Amazing Spider-Man. The first 150 is a license to print money.
Yep. So, all right, I got 2 more things to show you guys. I know, Breen, he might get a kick out of this little one. You know, they are doing these.
The Masterworks.
Yeah, I think those are great.
So
that's like one of the few like old Spider-Man comics that I got.
Yeah. Yep. This is volume 25. This says it collects 29 through 38. So
pretty rad.
And that's not even the coolest thing I got. The coolest thing I got, I know Breen would enjoy this.
Hey.
I've never seen it shrunk down to that size.
That's pretty small.
How much was that one?
This was 34.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Dang.
Joe, did you see my my shelf prawn video?
Mm-mm.
Well, I'm holding the actual size version of that in it, and it is. Let's put it this way: it weighs 16 pounds, and I'd go get it, but I don't. I'm not sure I can still lift it.
Oh wow.
I mean, it's literally
Okay.
like. Oh,
Wait,
thanks.
it's that big?
And
Like
thanks
it's bigger than an absolute.
Oh yeah, and thanks for not watching my videos, by the way. I support you. And really, that's okay. We don't need a two-way street here. No, that's all right. No, you
Wait, you make videos on the regular? What?
no, I
I
don't.
know-
That's the
it
thing.
used to
Because
be-
you know why I don't? Because I know people like you won't watch them.
He used to make them at least once every 6 months. Now he doesn't even do that.
Yeah,
I
I
was-
used to watch them, but then he just kind of stopped.
I was in Joe's chat. I think it was last night, saying
Huh?
that somebody was better than Jaro. I can't remember who it was though. Not that
Last
it matters.
night?
Everybody's better than Jaro, or 2 nights ago. I don't know. Your premiere, whatever it was.
Oh, those I don't watch. Yeah, I don't watch those.
Yeah,
I
he just
love my
uploads them
chats.
and he gives a premiere, but he's like, I'm going to eat my supper, whatever.
Well, no, usually I have them premiere like right as I'm going to sleep.
So
Like, I just sending out the notifications.
I saw this. I had no idea what it was.
And
at all.
nobody's better than Jaro.
I had to
by
look
the
it up
way.
on Amazon because not even the shop knew it was.
Dang. They just
yeah.
had it
Nah,
on the rack, just big chilling, huh?
He's gonna go grab his book.
He's like, I'm gonna try. I lift
Yeah.
it.
He's gonna pull his back out, trying
Right.
to show it off.
Don't hurt yourself, Breen. Don't hurt
Yep,
yourself.
Please don't.
Breen tries to pick it up. Too heavy. Trips over his couch. Breaks his neck.
What's
Now it's
that?
a free for all.
Evil Black Cat's waiting by.
He's waiting.
With
He's
the
got it.
ambulance outside.
The sentence is all typed out. He's just waiting. He's hovering over that enter button, just ready to go.
Stand by, alive. We go to Evil Black Cat
Face
outside in the
orange.
van.
Raised eyebrow. You made videos to premiere and then don't even show up to chat.
Yeah, look at that.
Wow, look at that.
And look how small mine is.
Yeah, you got like the
God
junior
damn it!
status.
Turn your head, Joe.
I'm looking.
Yeah, this is what
Yeah.
Venkman has as part of.
Okay, that's the same book, just
Ugh.
smaller, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is yours going to 78 as well? Or
What's that?
Is yours 61 to 78, or what is yours?
This is the entire thing. That's 75 years.
Okay. Yeah, I saw
That's
this.
like the third part of it or whatever.
Does yours have this on the side?
It's a nice spine.
No, that's
Not bad.
Yeah.
Oh, his
Yeah.
his has Spider-Man.
Yeah, let me full screen.
Oh
you.
no, he's got a bunch of floating heads though. Look at all those floating
Ooh,
heads.
That's a nicer
cooler.
spine.
That's
Yeah.
cooler.
and then
Breen
this,
wins.
and then-
Oh yeah,
yeah, this is.
that's rad.
God.
Mine's life size. It's a,
Yours is you have the travel
no,
size
it's
version.
so heavy, guys. It's so big.
God
Yeah,
damn,
you
those
see-
are- I don't have a place to read those anymore. I mean, I don't have enough room to set it down.
Yeah,
There's not enough room left on this table with the computer on it, and
that is your table.
the
All you need is a
legs
box at
under
the
it. You're
bottom.
right, and eat dinner off of it.
Right. But yeah, I saw it there. It's like I got this, and I got the stamp book too. Put that away. But like I said,
You're
I
piling up the cool these days.
don't want apples.
Well,
Apples are good for you. I've been
Zach
eating apples
loves
ever-
apples.
I do,
An
which is
apple
why
a day keeps the doctor away.
Huh. I haven't been to
Well,
a doctor since I was 12.
And at the
so-
rate you're going, you're never going to need one
Wait
again.
though, wouldn't you want a doctor in case of emergency? Well, you had an apple. Don't worry about it. Doctor can come
I haven't
by.
had an emergency. I haven't needed to see a doctor since I was like,
Chokes on an apple
25.
seed.
Appendix burst. Don't worry. Just eat an apple, guy.
just eat an apple. You'll be okay.
Eat an apple.
Doctor,
Walk it
the
off.
doctor can't show up. He has apples in your house. Sorry.
They're delicious though.
Oh man, but
Green apples. Nice and sour.
yeah, like I said,
Okay.
it's been at my shop for like about a couple months now. It's been sitting there. I was like, you know what? I'll give it a nice home.
Let's pull the trigger today. That's nice.
Nice.
Is that
one thing
your
I
oldest
wanted.
Spider-Man?
My first Spider-Man.
Is that your oldest?
Oldest. I had the one where Spidey cops out. I'm not sure what number that is though. That might be
That's
better.
112.
Yeah. That was my oldest one that I had for a long time.
Hmm.
This probably is my oldest now.
Whenever I get my next big paycheck, so like the comic that I want to buy just to have, because it looks, I see it every time I walk into the shop. It's the one where Iron Fist and Captain America are fighting. It's like
Iron Fist
Fist
12.
versus Shield. Yeah, I see that one every time I go into the store, and I'm just like, one day.
Well, I told you before. I said get issue 11 also because it's a 2-part story.
Yeah,
Because the Wrecking Crew kidnaps Misty Knight and basically tells Iron Fist to go into Avengers Mansion and kill every Avenger that he sees. And the only one the only one he's met to that point was Iron Man. So he goes there hoping to see him, but it turns out Cap is the only one there. And then the way they defeat, because there's no way. Now, keep in mind, this is the Wrecking Crew of 1977, not the Wrecking Crew of Ryan North and Picka Stephanie and Teehee LOL so random they get beat by Squirrel Girl. There's no way these two guys should have a prayer against them. The way they beat them is completely believable because let's just say they use every inch of Avengers Mansion to do it. It's a great story.
The Wrecking Crew
John
weren't,
Bernhardt.
to me, the Wrecking Crew weren't awesome until they appeared on She-Hulk.
what is the
Yeah,
matter
I was just thinking about that. But the one that I want to get is, and I remember seeing this on the stands back in the day, and I didn't get it. Wolverine and Cap fighting. The one on the cover.
Oh, yeah.
That is Avengers. That's Captain America Annual from 1986.
Yes, I remember that. I
It's
remember
Mike Zeck cover.
that's a fantastic cover. And I wanted to get it, and I just never did. And I've been kicking myself in the butt for a long time.
It ain't cheap anymore, unfortunately.
Man.
Comic book regrets. We all have them.
Right?
Yep, totally do.
Walking Dead.
What's yours, Breen? Walking Dead. Right,
That's
you
among
said the
them.
same thing I was thinking.
Yeah, we don't talk about Walking Dead.
No. We can talk about Void Rivals. Actually, in 2 weeks, RDV, we get to talk about my favorite Robert Kirkman book coming back.
That was next week, isn't it?
I think it's the week after.
What book is coming back?
Firepower.
Firepower, bro.
Firepower. Okay.
Firepower is the indie book that got me into indie books. I freaking love that. It's
Thought you were gonna say Invincible Returns.
Yay!
not a huge Invincible fan. Everybody around me is. I just, for some reason, it's just not my flavor.
No, I like the
parts
show.
about the
I have
show's
actually
good.
have
I
never
watched
read
the
the
show.
comic book.
I watched the show. Yeah, I've only read a handful of the comics.
Zach,
Uh,
if everyone's around you saying that Invincible's awesome, maybe he doesn't like it because
maybe everyone around me isn't cool. Maybe that's what it is. Think about that.
You're on a different level of intellect, Zach. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe I'm enlightened. No, I'm just kidding. I'm probably not. No, look,
Draw
people
a
like the-
third eye on your,
but
your head.
seriously, Zach, though.
Yeah. Oh, thank
Thank
you,
you
Bill
for being
Murray.
you.
Is that a Ghostbusters thing?
No, that was from the movie Stripes.
Oh, I didn't see Stripes. That's the one I'll have to add to the list.
Oh
Are you
yeah, watch
freaking
that
kidding
movie.
me?
That movie is fantastic. That is your homework, dude. You gotta watch the movie Stripes.
Okay. I haven't seen every Bill Murray movie. I've seen some of the big
It's not
ones.
every Bill Murray. It's just one of the best Bill Murray movies.
I've
Well, I
seen-
mean, especially
I'm-
back in the '80s, it was like Ghostbusters, Stripes. What is it? Well, Groundhog Day was the early '90s, wasn't it? Or was that the
Groundhog
80s?
Day. I think that was early '90s.
But yeah, but like that one.
Scrooged.
Scrooged.
What
Like,
about
yeah.
Bob? But I know that was the '90s.
And then, of course, as a kid, I think it was wait, what was the one with him and the elephant that I remember? Was that Operation Double Drop?
No, he wasn't in Operation. That was
No.
Dennis Leary.
No, there's one where
he was one of them. Yeah,
There was
he
one.
was in an
No, you're
elephant
right.
movie.
You're right.
Larger
There
than
was
life?
one, but it was like a trucker. It was like a cross country thing in the U.S. Oh, what is the name? I'm gonna have to look that up because I remember this movie.
No, you think I was Smoking a Bandit too with the elephant. I'm talking about is Larger Than Life. I think it is.
Is it
Larger than life. That's it. Yep.
Smoking Bandit 2 that was with Burt Reynolds and
Holy cow! Matthew McConaughey was in that movie too.
Yep.
I missed that. Wow. Okay, I have to go back and watch that movie now. No, I remember Operation Dumbo Drop because I watched that movie. I broke the VCR. On
Oh
that.
yeah, I saw that movie a bunch
broke
of
the
times.
VCR.
We kept
Yeah,
renting
I
it
wore
from
it out. I
the
wore it out.
video store every Friday.
It had an elephant in it, and I love elephants. And it
Everyone
had
else
Dougie
is-
Doug, so I was a big Dougie Doug fan at the time. Oh,
Everyone else
He
is
was
taking their
in,
VCR
yeah, his
watching
cameo in
Fast
Space
Times.
Jam.
So
Yes.
everyone else at that time was breaking their VCRs watching Fast Times. He's watching it.
As I've established, I grew up in a very sheltered, conservative Christian house. We were not allowed to know what Fast Times was.
I've never seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah, no. I
Never.
didn't see Fast Times at Ridgemont High till I was like 17, 18. No, 16, I think, which was the perfect time to see Phoebe Cates.
You
That
guys
does
are
sound like
killing
the
me.
best time. I saw the clip from Fast Times when I was 19.
In my defense, I mean, I didn't see Fast Times at Ridgemont High until I was 20. And it also coincides with when it came out.
Well, I mean, weren't you already 30 when that movie came out?
Hey, you know, I only wish Pixel were here because I'd be borrowing one from him. But here you go, Joe. Have one on me.
That was Phoebe Cates, wasn't it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, she was
The
so
pool
hot
scene?
that Kevin Kline just took her away from all that forever.
You know what? She was a. I don't know what she looks like now, but she was a very attractive lady. Even more so than like Michelle Pfeiffer. Far more attractive.
Oh, I'll give you that.
Oh yeah, Phoebe
You're
Cates on
wrong
Michelle
about
Pfeiffer.
everything
Yeah.
else that you mentioned.
And her
Michelle
big
Pfeiffer.
and her boobs are bigger too.
But oh yeah, Phoebe Cates was.
Oh, she was. She was like a.
Who was
I guess you
the
could say she was a wet dream back in the day, man.
There's a Super 70s tweet where it's got the Farrah Fawcett bathing suit poster, and his comment is, millions of Kleenex bravely gave their lives in support of the let's just say millions more valiantly gave theirs during Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
That's funny.
That's hysterical.
Who was the girl that was in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation? The one at the
Christy Brinkley.
Christy Brinkley? That's okay.
She was the one driving the Ferrari.
And that one, she wasn't in Christmas.
No.
Vacation. She was in
The one in the where he's getting for his wife, getting a present for his wife.
Yeah, there's look,
Christmas Vacation?
what you have to understand though, Phoebe Cates in 1982. I said, like I was 20, she was about 20-ish, give or take.
Yeah,
and she was just like, holy crap! Now, it just there was something about her, the role, the bikini she was wearing, just the whole setup.
the water,
what Judge Reinhold got caught doing, but it was just like she was every guy of a certain age's fantasy overnight. I mean, Jennifer Jason Leigh was in that movie. No one noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was all about like the scene. That is like the most standout iconic scene of the entire film.
It's one of the most iconic scenes in film history.
Yeah.
That movie turned me into a pirate.
Well, so is Phoebe Cates, though.
Judge
She just
Reinhold.
did it off camera because she left acting. But
No.
Michelle Pfeiffer has aged phenomenally well.
Oh, Michelle Pfeiffer still.
You'd have to be a Zach not to,
Do you know who's also aged real well? It's Susanna.
Salma Hayek has aged incredibly well. Who were you saying?
I don't know if she aged naturally though.
Susanna Hoffs from the Bengals.
Yeah, but Selma Hayek with that in the bikini and a snake.
Yeah. I mean, I'll definitely say Salma Hayek looks good still, but I don't know if she's all natural.
Also, what's her name? God dog it. No, that's not her real name.
But I hope you're not gonna say Madonna.
No, I was about to say Melinda
God.
May from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but that's not her real name.
Ming-Na Wen.
Ming-Na Wen. Yeah,
Did
she's like in her 60s.
Someone
Oh yeah,
posted
she looks incredible. So
Someone posted a side-by-side meme said of Roseanne Barr and Madonna and said, could you have ever imagined that in 2023 Roseanne Barr would be better looking than Madonna?
well, dude, Madonna jacked up her face. Like that was
That was-
horrid.
and they found the one that where she really looks terrible. But
Yeah. People said we finally found aliens. Madonna.
You've been here the whole time.
Well,
Madonna's a scroll.
I'm surprised that she's not hanging out with Zuckerberg. He's a Lizard King.
Ash Selma Hayek is about
53.
5 years younger than Michelle Pfeiffer, not thereabouts.
Really?
Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer's still in her 40s?
No, Selma Hayek, I think, is in her 50s now.
She's 55.
Yeah.
Yes. No, Salma Hayek, I thought just turned 53.
She's,
Might be 55.
She's a little older than that, isn't she?
and I guess maybe about 10 years apart, but not half.
Yeah, not half.
Half would be like, it would be insane.
That would make Michelle Pfeiffer 100 years old.
See,
which,
now, Ash,
which I
have
think she
to
kind of looks that way.
I have to disagree. Yeah, Satan took one look at Madonna and said, "No, I'm good."
Wasn't a lot there to work with after a certain age.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say if she hadn't started screwing with it, because she was gorgeous when she first broke on the scene in the mid '80s.
See,
Yeah, I know she was
remember-
big, but I'll be honest, I never found Madonna that attractive.
I only really paid attention to her when I watched the Dick Tracy movie, and she was all right. She wasn't great looking. She was.
I just remember like what was it, like a gap she had between her teeth?
Those first couple years of videos. Now you also got to remember, MTV was in its infancy, and the way she was like bouncing around those videos, like, she's got something. And I think she started self-destructing almost immediately.
The price of fame.
How about
Well, okay, I know.
Benetton looks really good. Still.
Ash has corrected me.
What's that?
I have to
Madonna was
rescind what I
never
said.
gorgeous.
Yes, because Ash. If Ash says it, it's true. So she was.
I don't think she was ever classically gorgeous.
No, she was.
I would say Madonna was
She
cute
had
back in the 80s.
something going for her in the early '80s, like
Yeah, the 80s is cute.
borderline, like a virgin. There was something about her.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I was already a young adult in those days. I was like, yeah, that
She's
works.
kind of like the girl from No Doubt. I forget what her name is.
No
Oh,
Gwen Stefani.
yeah, no, you're talking Gwen Stefani.
Gwen Stefani. She's tiny. I met her.
The
She's
difference-
very small.
She got better looking as she aged. When she went from being trying to be like a punk chick to whatever, she kind of became more of a classically beautiful woman, I guess.
Yeah.
More like a torch singer
Uh-huh.
type of thing. But because she was in the early days, she didn't really dress like a woman. She was dressed like a punker. And
Yeah,
You're
Madonna,
right, yeah.
Madonna got she messed her face up after, was it the Austin Powers by Shag Me?
I don't know when she did, but
She was right around there because that was because remember she
But
was
Susanna Hoffs is proof you don't have to mess with it.
true, exactly.
She's
Yeah, and speaking of the gold member movies and stuff like that, Mimi Rogers, she's still hot for her age too.
I mean,
I don't know. She's on Bosch now, and she's starting. Age has caught up with her face.
yeah.
I haven't seen what Mimi Rogers looks like today, so no comment.
Yeah, so I was looking again, I've been watching older movies with Mickey Rourke, and I'm like, oh my gosh, did he just F up his face with botched
He looks
surgeries?
like he looks like he started
doing drugs.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
It was like his
didn't he get into
recreational
substances
hobby
or something?
became
Because
diving
he
into
does
wood
look different.
chippers.
Wow. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know who
Madonna-
still looks
Madonna-
good though? Haley Atwell. Haley Atwell looks amazing.
I mean,
from
she's
behind.
still kind of young too, though. So.
She's in her early
She's in-
40s.
Yeah, so she's
Haley
still in that age where she'd be looking good.
She looked like she's what, 50.
Let's see what she looks like in another, I'd say 15, 20 years.
It just sucks when Selma Hayek, who's older than her, looks better.
Well,
Hell.
Haley Atwell has that man's jawline, but it somehow works for her.
She has got
a
don't
man's
see
jaw?
Oh,
I
it's
don't know if I
there.
describe it as a man's jawline.
She
Yeah, I
does.
don't-
She's got. I mean, she looks like she could take Tyson punches on that jawline.
I don't. I mean, she has a strong chin. I mean,
I mean,
I'll be fair.
She
I'll be
looks
fair.
good
Her
as Captain
jaw-
Carter. So
Her jaw is not the first thing.
No,
that I'm
it's not
looking
the
at.
first-
It's
it's not
not
one of the
even the
first
first
things.
Yes, we know why.
yeah,
you
the
like
jaw
her.
is not the first thing
No,
we tend to look at
no,
with Haley
Zach,
Atwell.
I'm
That is
saying
accurate.
She's beautiful. I like. She's got a unique look,
She does.
and and to Venkman's point, when she's playing in period pieces in the past, that's better suited for her looks. Like when she was Peggy Carter,
Yes.
set in the 40s or whatever it was, that works.
Yeah,
Seeing
she's
her
like
outside of that,
classically
though,
beautiful.
Seeing her outside of back of the except Agents of Shield, she was phenomenal looking in that.
Yeah.
And then you see her today without all this stuff. She looks.
Oh, crap, she's 51.
No, she's 41. I think that might be a typo.
I
Trust
think
me,
it's-
I looked her up. I Wikipedia'd her after I got out of Mission Impossible. I Googled and see what else she was in.
Oh, how was the new Mission Impossible?
It was great. It was a
Was
fun
it?
time.
Okay,
A
cool.
little longer, I think, than it needed to be, but it was a really.
I mean,
didn't
a lot
watch-
of movies today are like that with the
Yeah.
with the length. I don't know why they like to push the envelope. Like
Yeah.
two and a
I
half
didn't watch-
hours, go
yeah.
for 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't watch Eggleteen's review of it, but it sounded like from just the title of it, it's like he didn't like it. Maybe he did. I don't know. Because he was going with spoilers. I'm going to see it tomorrow, so I don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yes.
like the Mission Impossible movies. So
Yeah,
I
you
appreciate
got to
you
see
know.
it on the big screen. I was watching and I was thinking, I
know.
wonder if RDV's
Well, it's
pirating
not-
this on his computer.
Yeah, we
Well-
don't have it here yet. I think it comes out in early next month.
Okay.
I saw the first one, and I haven't seen any since because I really wasn't impressed with the first one.
Yeah. Oh no, did you guys ever like what is it? There was a meme that popped up the other day that I thought was absolutely hilarious. It was like good thing good thing Tom Cruise back then isn't like current Tom Cruise during like the first Mission Impossible where he's like jumping on a train or something like that with an explosion in the background because he'd want to do it for real.
Yeah. So, like I said, I almost wondered because it sounded like he didn't realize that it was going to be a two-parter.
Yeah, I caught that too. I didn't
I'm
watch
like,
the
advertising
stream.
it's a two-parter.
Oh, no?
Like, how many-
I just saw the
It
title
says
of
Like,
the-
in the
part
trailer,
one
it
on
says
the-
part one. So.
Part one is the title, and even at the end of the
Yeah.
movie, it says "end part one." So yeah,
Yeah.
I saw his headline for his stream. It didn't sound like he
Mission
got
Impossible
that far.
this part one.
I gotta go back and watch it though.
One thing is kind of cool though. Speaking of Ethan Hunt, you guys know who Peter Graves is, right?
Yeah.
The original.
Mhm.
How many of you have seen Airplane?
Airplane.
I have.
Yeah.
once-
Okay.
Should be everybody.
I was working at a grocery store down in LA. It was at night, and here comes Peter Graves into the line. And he gets up to the cashier, starts talking to him. I'm bagging. Conversation dies out, so I start picking up. And as I look at him, I said, "So, I've just got to ask you one question." He's like, "What's that?" I said, "So, you ever seen a grown man naked?" And the cashier, I could see the cashier out of the corner of her eyes. Her eyes get like this big. She had no idea what the hell I was talking about. And he just starts laughing. Goes, I'm like, "Yeah, bet you get that a lot, huh?" And he's like, "Yeah, a little bit."
Some are actually serious.
Yeah. And so he gets up, and I had to sit there and explain to the cashier. She had no idea what I was talking about. She thought I just gone completely off the deep end. And I was like, "Yes, I just did ask a customer if I'd seen a grown man naked, but there's context behind that."
The worst part is it's your boss, and your boss hasn't seen it, and they're like a young something, they're like, "What did you say to that customer?"
Yeah, get your ass in the back office, bro, Summer.
Yeah.
Gee, I never had a boss say that to me before.
I mean, the funny part is it's never the customer that complains. It's always somebody else that complains, their employee. Did you see what he said to that customer? It's like, okay, and I asked him, the customer said this? Because I know damn well the customer didn't complain because we're joking around. It's usually somebody who I work with is upset because he's having fun and I'm stuck here doing their thing. It's like, okay. Then I remember I got one time I got in trouble at one of my jobs. Because I helped a customer, and I'm supposed to be doing something else. But the customer stopped me, asked me for, their department, no one around. And this is when I first started working here. So I don't know. They let me show me how to operate the phones, the PA system to call somebody. Didn't have a walkie-talkie or none of that stuff. So I got pulled in the office. It's like, well, you were talking to that customer for like 20 minutes. Well, we couldn't find the person that's supposed to work in the department. What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to say, "Sorry, customer, you're on your own." And then they kind of left me alone after that. I was like, what kind of nonsense is this? It said next time I told him, next time the employee that complains about me over there, maybe they should come over and actually help the customer instead of letting me do it. I'm a new hire. You know?
Yeah.
It just drives me nuts. Common sense is just gone.
Well, it's not common. We need to come up with a new name for it. It's not very common.
Intelligence.
Intelligence. There you go.
Not much of that left around here either.
Yeah, just call it experience sense. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Guys get experience in life.
Speaking of which, everybody see that new anime that's out on Netflix?
What anime?
The one with the kid. I forget it's called Zom. 100 things to do, a bucket list before you die or something. It's a kid that basically he's real excited. He got a job. He's going to work in advertising in Japan. He's like, oh, great. He's like, and then as the 3 years go by, life drains out of him. He's stuck in a dead end job, and then zombie apocalypse happens. He's like, I don't have to go to work today.
Oh, yes. Actually, yes. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. I put that on our.
It is.
I added it to the list. I haven't seen it yet. It's what, one episode right now so far?
One episode, 24 minutes, and instead of using the blood, normal red blood, they use like multicolored. It's like basically a paintball, like from GoldenEye. Remember the paintball cheat? So it's all bright colors and the zombies. So I was like, this is the most obscure thing I've ever seen as far as for a zombie stuff with having paintball blood.
I'm gonna change my life for the better. Zombie apocalypse. Well, shit.
Well, he's a happy cat. He was actually excited because he hated his job. He's like, he's ready going to work.
Like, I mean, granted, if the zombie apocalypse happens tomorrow and it's the slow moving, shambling zombies, that might be a good life to live.
Well, no, these are the ones that ran.
Oh no! See, if they run,
if they're the runners, then I'm out.
I'm out. Tapping that, dude. That's why I love the 28 days later and then 28 weeks. Actually, they're doing it 28 years later or months later. Yeah, they're doing a third one. But yeah, those zombies, man, that was my first zombie movie.
I'll just say though, the reason I really like this episode because I missed like animes called High School of the Dead. Have you ever watched that?
Is that the one where the guy shoots the sniper bullet through the two girls' boobs as they're wobbling?
I might have been. There's a girl gets shot. It's basically a guy and a group of students. Basically kids. Students.
Is it like two guys and then a whole bunch of girls?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah,
one
that's
girl's
the one.
Yeah.
That's the katana. Yeah, that's it. I remember because there's one scene where this kid has a sniper rifle and he shoots it, and this big ass sniper bullet goes through this girl as she's like doing this Matrix backflip, and her boobs are wobbling opposite of each other.
It goes between.
So me and my brother and my sister were watching that, and my sister just like, this show does not care about realism at all.
But I haven't been excited for a zombie, anime since that. So it's great to see they actually giving it a chance.
That's what turned me off of zombie animes. It's like,
Well, it's good. Well, it's confirmed. You play Iceman, so of course you're turned off by girls.
Played them one time, maybe twice. Might have been twice.
Hey, now what's wrong with Val Kilmer?
Nothing. Val Kilmer in Tombstone, his best role.
What do you mean? Val Kilmer is great. He's not gay.
Yeah, but he's Iceman in Top Gun.
Yeah,
it's the original Top Gun.
And he's Batman.
You see what I did there? Hey, actually, tell you what. I walked out of Top Gun, and we all know that Iceman was a better pilot, man, because he's got 7 MiGs on his ass. He's got a busted up plane, and he still outflies all of them on his own. Tom Cruise comes in there where they don't know that he's coming and shoots half of them. Well, Val Kilmer was out there just flying. The Iceman is getting out of there. He was the better pilot, man.
Val Kilmer was just basically the bait. That's all he was. But,
yeah, but I mean, most people have been shot down, and he made it out through 7 MiGs.
Yeah, back when we were allowed to basically promote America, Top Gun. All right, guys. I don't have any other books to show off tonight.
I'm out of new books. I only had the one, so
I got 2 manga, but I don't know if anybody would be interested in them. I gotta go get them.
What'd you get?
Hang on, I'll go get them.
I do manga. So
your mangas.
Mangas. Manga. Mango manga.
It was.
Was the better emphasis on was.
It's called manga, you tourist.
Manga?
All right. So I got 2. I didn't even know they came out this week. I was surprised when I saw them on the shelf.
Show us your manja.
I got Kaiju number 8.
Oh, good book.
This is volume 7.
I love that book.
I've been really loving this.
Only full screen you for this.
I can't wait for the
so
anime.
You can see your manja and all its glory.
Yes.
the matter with you? Yeah, the anime for this is going to be sick. I've been enjoying this a lot. Long story short, it's a guy who can turn into a monster in a world where they don't like monsters, and he's also part of the cleanup service that cleans up after monsters. So it's really a cool premise.
Yeah,
a lot of
like,
fight scenes and action, and it's really good.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me like it's sort of like a mashup between, say, like Monster Hunter, what is it? Monster Hunter and maybe Pacific Rim, just no giant robots.
Yeah, Pacific Rim for sure, and maybe a little bit of Hulk in there too. Like if Hulk could actually
control
his
form and stuff. Yeah.
So got that, and then because it's me, this is One Piece. This is volume 103.
103. Jesus Christ.
So the thing is, the anime is actually caught up. This is about half of this book is where the anime is right now. And so the back half is what's coming, and what's coming is really freaking huge. Just a really big.
Can't wait to see the One Piece omnibus. That's like,
oh gosh, they did a mock picture, like if it was all in one book, what it would look like.
Yeah, it's like all out here.
It's like a long box, basically, all with one binder. But yeah, he's about to. You see like a little bit on the cover there. This is the main character, Luffy.
Yeah, did you see like the Death Note Ultimate Edition? It's kind of like that. Just
no,
big thick monster.
My sister is really into Death Note, so she knows all about that. I haven't looked into it or anything, but I've been told I should, except for the Netflix one. I should stay away from that.
Stay away from the Netflix movie, but the anime is fantastic, and the manga is also fantastic. Yeah. And they just really, it was like I think about 2 months ago, they released basically like all the volumes in one collected edition. I mean, that sucker's pretty thick, but
yeah. Well, I know anytime I see like Attack on Titan, they do a bunch of collections for and those are all really thick when I see those.
Yeah.
It's not all in one. It's usually like a collection of volumes.
Yeah, with Death Note, it's the whole thing. So
dang, okay, yeah, because it's not that long compared to other manga.
Yeah, it's not as long as some of the other ones, but it's a pretty decent pretty decent chunk, and it comes in like a slipcase hardcover thing, where so you just like slide it in and just put it on your bookshelf. It's pretty rad. I think it's like $30 or $40.
Okay. If you haven't done so yet, please go over to the community tab on if you're in your phone, whatever, and go vote for the poll as far as our readings going. I know
what kind of poll?
It was what
fireman poll, stripper poll, what? What? You're the only one that can make jokes?
I thought you were being serious because you're so shell-shocked. Obviously, no. It's about as far as readings, as far as what titles you want to see. There's obviously Fantastic Four, Amazing Spider-Man, X-Men, and what was the fourth one again? Avengers. Yeah.
No DC titles in this poll, I see.
Well, we don't have access to DC right now, so I'm asking what titles do people really want to see more? And right now, Fantastic Four is in the lead,
as it should be.
The thing is that we have so many people that want to read with us. We're almost we'll be at 10 max if my friend joins us. So go to the community, as Ronnie just showed in the chat there, go to there and vote.
By the way, Rod won't be there tomorrow. He will be here Sunday.
All right.
He's watching wrestling with his daughter tomorrow.
And I will not be here tomorrow or Sunday. I have a church event tomorrow night.
Yeah, nobody cares.
And I'm just never here.
Hold on. Have you heard from Hans yet?
He did not get blown away last night by the tornado.
Okay.
He had a tornado?
Yeah, they had a tornado warning. And there's several of them touched down in the area.
Jeez.
Wow. Hopefully his power is
well, no, he lost power for it, but he's fine. So that's just by 50-50 on with him.
That's the worst thing to lose power when it's hot as balls outside.
Yeah, my brother's air conditioning's gone, and he can't get new until next Thursday.
Oh no!
Yikes!
Yeah, we were in our 90s like last week. So,
well, we were supposed to get. We were under all kinds of weather advisories all day long, and this and that and stuff. We're still waiting for the first drop. So unfortunately, it didn't drop the temperature that much. So
yeah, whenever we got rain here, I was like, all right, we're gonna get down to the 70s. No, it actually got hotter.
It's just hot rain.
Yeah. Well, the humidity that comes too.
That comes out. Yeah, that was us yesterday. It was like pouring all day, and then as soon as it stopped, Oh my god, it got so incredibly hot.
It's like, okay, it's still hot, and now I'm robbed of the opportunity to go walk outside or do stuff outside. It's like it's worse.
Yeah, humidity. Just walk outside. You're all sticky.
Yeah. Well,
And
no,
then-
I don't mind walking outside if the sun is out and it's humid, but if it's raining, like I'm not going to go outside and exercise or whatever in the rain. If it's
You
humid,
go outside and sing and dance like Gene Kelly.
I thought it was what's his name? I thought it was Fred Astaire.
No, Gene Kelly's I'm singing in the rain.
Oh, I thought it was Fred Astaire.
Fred Astaire did do a lot of the dancing. That's why he has his own dance studio. Fred Astaire.
Okay.
Yeah, he was considered the best, but Gene Kelly was a close second.
Cool.
But Fred Astaire didn't do Xanadu.
No, he did not. And after seeing that movie, I don't think anyone should have. But
You know, he's a good guy, I tell ya. He ain't no Durante. All right, guys. So tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central, we'll be doing a retrospective on Spider-Man Blue with Eva Black Cat will be joining me. I'm not sure if Professor Pixel's available, but I think he might be available for the readings tomorrow as well.
He just said something. Said he may not make the retrospective, but he will be there for the readings.
Okay.
So whenever you go to Publix, remember Pixel. Think to yourself, shopping is a pleasure.
And throw apples at him. So we have X-Men number 4. Classic X-Men number 4. Zach, you're not here to read Iceman. I guess I'll have to get to somebody else. And all right. Then he'll be cool. And then we have also after that, we have Breen getting ready to monologue as the first appearance.
Mo Man.
An Amazing Spider-Man, number 13.
I'm sorry, I'm saying he's still playing Mo Man.
Oh man, I was hoping that Rod would have showed up too, and Hans. So all three of them, him and Eric Breen, all three, they get to show. Here's the book.
Y'all have fun.
All right, so yeah, they'll be at 6 p.m. for the retrospective, 7:15 for the first reading, and then 8:30 for the second reading. Those are all Central Times. So yes, bring a tissue. After we're talking about the other stuff with the tissues.
No, he's talking about a movie. He's talking about emotional, like crying tissues, not your disgusting description of.
Yes, like the end of Logan.
Hey, you laughed.
I did laugh, but I'm not. I don't hold myself in that high esteem.
All right, and we'll see you later, little Rigar. Good night, guys.
Run, little Rigar, run!
Oh yeah, I forgot to do this.
all right.
And now
See you guys a little later.
Yeah, later. Give it a kick, easy. Give us some money. We need money for the train station.
Does this ever end?
Does it?
Yes,
I feel like
it
it's
does.
just a simulation.
Life is just a simulation.
We're in the Matrix.
I was
I was
like,
hoping I
life
could
is a
get us,
cabaret, my friend.
I wanted to get Joe to take his hat off again. I think we were off air. But,
I see the counter this time.
all right. Help us out by clicking like. If you haven't done so, leave a comment afterwards on the stream as far as what you thought, what books you thought were cool, how many books that you had. I know that there is at least one. I forgot his name is, but he always leaves a comment afterwards.
Less evil ginger cat.
No. The Wraith, that's what his name is.
Okay.
I was saying, starting next week,
Zrafe.
we should rate Zach's books by like 1 to 5 apples.
We could.
The Apple rating system.
Yes.
Go for it.
Yes.
But y'all
I
will
give
have
it
to, at the end of the
3
year,
apples.
at the end of the year, you have to mail me the approximate number of apples that I got in ratings.
Well,
Regular will be
they'll be pre.
And then here's what you do: create
Oh,
a
no, that's-
differentiation between the red and the green. The more green, the more sour.
Rhaegar, it will be 40 minutes later if I don't get the semi spiel as we click end. I was trying to say
As long as it's not the yellow ones. I don't care for the yellow ones.
All right, so click like if you're done, so leave a
never tried
comment
the yellow
afterwards. And also, if you want to help out the channel, you can donate $1 or more to our Ko-Fi channel at ko-fi.com/puppetine. The money makes you, if you donate at least $1, you're eligible to choose the next reading and the next retrospective, and possibly even be honored for one of the readings or the retrospectives. Just let us know, and have a good night, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. Laters.
Good night, kids.
Good night,
See you later.
Gracie.
Good night.